Here we go. We're going live. All right. I'll wait till it pops up on my feed that I'm live.
Man, just so we live.
All right, cool. We are live. Wait till that ad pops up and then we'll go. Unless people are watching me right now. In that case, welcome to the Undrafted Analyst Show, guys. Hope you guys. Sorry, I took a little too long. We were running a little late today. We're still working out the kinks when it comes to doing a podcast on YouTube through Google Hangout. It's pretty hard for me to do, but welcome to the Undrafted Analyst Podcast. We are the Undrafted Analysts. Welcome to the show, guys. I'm here with my co-host, Ray, also known as Big Blue News. You just made his channel a couple of days ago. Yeah. Here we go. The Gritty Giant is in the chat. New YouTuber. Ray, I think you should check him out. He's an upcoming YouTuber on the rise. We all got to support each other. He's starting to make videos too. So subscribe to you. Eddie Sanchez is in the chat. Very, very loyal supporter. Eddie Sanchez. What's up, kid? Let's get this party started. Yes. Let's get this party started. Indeed. Vero Keeler is in the chat. Been waiting here since the beginning. I saw Mina in the chat. She asked a question we will get to in a second. Sexy Goat was in the chat with some provocative language, but it is what it is. I'm great, Gritty Giant. I'm great. I'm a little tired. I'll admit that. I am very tired, actually. I'm exhausted. I actually went through an orientation today for a new job. I'm going to be working in the next couple of weeks that I've been working on for months now. And so I'm going to be starting a new job soon. And don't worry, that will not slow down the content. I'm just a little exhausted today because I went through orientation. That was like an hour and a half away today, guys. So about 3 hours total driving. So not happy at all. Meet the Mets is in the chat. Cool front curl, Clark Kent. Bro, I honestly didn't even mean to do this. My hair just does what it wants. I gelled my hair to the side, and by lunchtime, during orientation, by lunchtime, the curl just started coming down. The natural. You know what's funny, Ray? We're family, so you've known me for so long. When has my hair ever naturally curled? My hair is naturally straight and spiky. For some reason, for the past couple months now, it's been curling for some reason. I don't know what it is, man.
Shampoo or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the shampoo or what it is. Oh, Eddie Sanchez, always donating to the channel, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for the 10. Great channel. Always here. Good luck on your new job. I appreciate that, man. Like I said, guys, the new job is not going to hinder my video making. It's actually going to help it because I don't know if I want to say where I'm going to be working yet. I think some of you guys know. I think I told some of you guys. Redskins 24/7 is in the chat. Bobby's in the chat. What's going on, guys? Kid Blue looks like he's 15. Yes, I do look like I'm 15. A couple of my coworkers actually said that today too. They're like, you're 21? You're 21 and you're working here? Like I said, I'm gonna be making some good money, guys. I'm not bragging about that. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be making some good money, so I'm gonna definitely be putting that into the channel. Better computer, better quality on videos, all that stuff, pumping out content here and there. You got a question in the chat, Ray, from Meet the Mets. You want to answer that?
Yeah, look at it right there. There you go. that good steak, that asparagus, that white rice.
Ooh, eating dinner of champions right there.
For real.
24/7 asked. He commented Kyler Murray might not throw in the combine. That's bad for Kyler Murray because like I said, he needs all the help he can get in the combine. LOL, Kid Blue, Superman. A little bit. I don't know. Maybe if I do this, you might see an S on my chest.
Bro.
Let's see. Lee's in the chat. He says Giants. I see my guy Road Dog is in the chat. It's me, Road Dog. He said the Superman comment. I thought you were over 50.
Blind with the sauce.
At least you need that sauce, man. You need to sauce it up.
We cutting.
Kid Blue, we cutting. All right, that's a little Hodge Twins reference there.
Yeah.
Kid Blue, you look like Mario Lopez. Surprisingly, I'm not gonna lie, I get that a lot. I do get that a lot, especially with the way my hair is. I get that a lot, Mario Lopez, and I actually take that as a compliment. He's he's not a bad looking guy. And if I'm not mistaken, he was the guy with Demi Lovato. So I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it
All
out there.
kinds.
Huh?
He said, Meet the Mets at all kinds.
All kinds of games, baby. All kinds. I say you still look 17. Yeah, I mean 15, 17, 13, 12. I mean it all counts. It all counts. How about them Cowboys? Sexy goat. We don't want to be talking about the Cowboys, man. But if you want to talk about the Cowboys, we can. Like I said, guys, I'm going to transition into that. If you guys want to be on the Undrafted Analyst, if you guys want to be an Undrafted Analyst yourself, I will be opening up the Google Hangout for you guys to come in for about 2 to 3 minutes, ask your questions, talk with you what you want to talk about, and we'll go on from there. I'll try to include as much people as I can. What I'm going to have to do, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to give my email out, actually, my business email, which is just my YouTube email, and Big Blue News. Make sure you guys subscribe to Big Blue News. That is my co-host, Ray, who's with me right now. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Go on there right now and hit that subscribe button. He's going to be posting his new video within the next day or so.
Yeah, either tonight or by tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's going to be coming soon. But I will allow you guys to come in the chat. It's going to be a little ghetto, all right, because I don't want a whole bunch of people coming at the same time. It's not going to be like one of those Google Hangouts. I just want one guest at a time, like a call-in show. So with that being said, yeah, so I'm going to leave my email in the chat. Now just message them the link to the Hangout, kid. How would I do? Hey, Meet the Mets, you're actually good at this because you do Google Hangouts yourself. How would I just message them the how would I just message them? Do I use their YouTube name and then from Google Hangout I just type in their name and send it?
Yeah, we still trying to figure this out.
Yeah, man.
We don't even know.
Yeah, we're still working out the kinks. I know Meet the Mets does it all the time. Twitter, okay. Message them the link. Okay, so all right, if you guys have a Twitter, I know not everybody has a Twitter. That's the only problem though. But if you guys have a Twitter, leave your Twitter we're not doing it yet. I'll open up the lines first. I want to talk about some stuff first, and then at the end of the show, towards the end of the show, I will allow you guys. Go to the Hangout app. Oh, so wait, Twitter or the Hangout app, man? I'm confused. I'm confused right now. Yeah, but like I said, guys, we're going to talk about our subjects, and then we're going to get on to basically, I guess you want to say the phone lines. And go to your Hangout and click the top left where it says add people, invite people or something. I think that's what you're talking about. Sexy Goats, Geis over Zeke next season. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about Darius Geis being better than Zeke. I think Darius Geis is going to be okay. He's going to be good. He said AP. I mean, AP is good, but he doesn't have much left.
Meet the Mets. Why don't you join us and explain to us how to do this?
For real. Add me. Okay. Oh, Chris the Entertainer is in the chat. He is in the chat. Make sure you guys go sub him up. I also Meet the Mets. I don't know how I didn't put Meet the Mets as a mod, but definitely deserved.
Where's his wrench?
Yeah, I gotta give him the wrench. Stand up, New York Giants fans. Chris is in the chat. I apologize, guys. It's a little slow because I'm still trying to work out how to invite guys in here. If you guys want to come in the chat and talk what you want to talk about, sort of like a call-in show. Meet the Mets is going to be helping me out with that right now because I'm kind of new to this whole Google Hangout thing. When I get Skype and stuff like that, when I get OBS and a better computer, I can do, how Chris does it. He's in the chat, so I could do it like he does it and have call-in shows and things like that. But with all that being said, Brown said goodbye, Felice, to the Steelers. And where do you really see him going? Some experts on the NFL Network and ESPN are saying Raiders, Jacksonville, Browns, Patriots, and Saints. All good. I mean, if he goes to the Saints, that's crazy. But I really want him to go to the Colts just to see what they're gonna do.
One thing that I noticed that I forgot to say last podcast. The Raiders is also a good landing spot for Antonio Brown because their car doesn't really have any weapons around him right now.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like that would be a good spot. But like you said, I feel like, I don't know, 49ers going to scoop them up.
Yeah, 49ers are Colts. I really wanted to go to the Colts. The 49ers look like the best bet right now, but to the Colts would be crazy.
Yeah, cool.
But our Redskins 24/7 asks Redskins best RB trio next season. Wow, that's interesting. When you got Adrian Peterson, I believe, is on a 1-year deal, so I don't know if he's going to be re-signed or not. But then you talk about I don't know if you're talking about Rob Kelly as one of the trios, and then Darius Geis. If you're talking about those, I don't know. It depends. Oh, Chris Thompson. You might be talking about Chris Thompson, AP Chris Thompson, and Darius Geis. That would be insane, to say the least. Kid Blue, do you like Kristen Noor? He is awesome. I actually never checked out his channel, but I've heard him in Chris's the entertainer Chris in his calls, and he's singing, and it's insane. It's hilarious. 20 Savage is in the chat. What's up, kiddo? Good game against the Commanders. Apollos and Commanders game. Good game, man. Got to give the respect to the Commanders. They really fought. They fought hard. They actually scored some good amount of points. Their defense stuck with it. But unfortunately, the better team came out on top, of course. Yeah, so I don't know where Meet the Mets came up. I don't know if he hit me up on Google Hangouts.
If anybody minds me eating, my bad. I just, I came out the gym and I need to eat. So if anybody's offended by my eating, I'll
offended. Kid Blue, you live in New York? No, I used to, man. I live in Florida now. I lived a lot of places. But Iron over Apollos. The Iron don't look good right now. They're probably the worst 2-0 team in the AAF right now. They don't look good. Stand up, Apollos fans. Stand up. I stole that from Chris. I'm sorry, but I had to. Chris has just an amazing saying right there. Kyler or Haskins. For the NFL, I'll say Haskins, but in a pickup game, listen, if this is a backyard football game, I'm taking Kyler Murray all the way. Like, I mean, if we play a quick 7-on-7 at 27 Park, I mean, I'm picking up Kyler Murray. But if we're talking about an NFL game, I'm going to take Haskins. I hit up your Hangout account, the one that's your government name. Yeah, don't hit up that one. Hit up the email that's wohxbeastx@gmail.com. Because when I used to be in those TTC Hangouts, I used to use both my accounts. It depends on which one I was signed into, so that's why there may be two of them. But Kid Blue, how old are you, bro? I'm 21 years old, believe it or not, guys. I'm 21 years old. 21. Meet the Mets. If you stick with me towards the end, bro, I'll put you on as the first guest, and then you could explain to us how to do it. But I want to get over these talk subjects right now to get this podcast going, because we're starting a little late now. Big Blue for Life said Jones. Also, neither. He wants Daniel Jones. Okay. But let's get into the topics now. And since we mentioned Antonio Brown, and he actually wasn't in our topics notes, I do want to talk about.
That's one of the topics I was going to bring up.
Yeah, so I do want to talk about Antonio Brown. Mega Giants, I will get onto Landon Collins in just a few. But let's talk about our guy, Antonio Brown. Now, we discussed this in the last podcast, right? We talked about his meeting with Art Rooney, and we talked about how that is probably a publicity stunt to try to soften up to other GMs and owners out there to try to get himself traded somewhere. But it seems like we all expected it. It all turned out how we expected it to. Antonio Brown and the front office for the Steelers have agreed to part ways. But here's the thing. Antonio Brown and his agents, I read this in an article. Antonio Brown and his agents are not allowed to discuss with other teams about trades. Only the Steelers are. So the Steelers are in complete control of Antonio Brown, and I have a feeling that the Steelers are gonna do him so dirty. They're gonna do him so dirty. I mean, the Oakland Raiders. If you want to do someone dirty right now, the Oakland Raiders might be the thing. Even though it's a good fit for him, but they're just a bad team right now. He knows remember, he's 30 years old. He's 30 or 31 years old. Antonio Brown is. I mean, that makes me feel old, but I mean, he's getting up there in age. He's hitting that peak in his career. So if not, he has already. But sending him to the Raiders would be a death sentence. I'm sorry for any Raiders any Raiders fans. But yeah, so let me know what your thoughts are on Antonio Brown and this whole trade situation, because I mean, to me,
What up, Chris?
he might get screwed over. He might get screwed over.
How's
You
it
hear me?
going? Nah, yeah. Chris said, "What's up, Big Blue?"
I was talking to Big Blue for life. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to put your link in the description. But yeah, let me know what you think about Antonio Brown, where, you know, obviously we talked about this before, but, you know, do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to screw him over?
Yeah. I think that's exactly why he spoke with Rooney, because he knew that they have the power to discuss trades with him. And now that he had that talk, he was trying to butter himself up to them so they won't really screw him over, but they still gonna screw him over. I already know that. They're not gonna let him go without, you know, violating.
Paying the consequences.
Yeah, paying the consequences.
You want to do us dirty, we'll do you dirty. Because he's been absolute, I mean, almost cancer to that team.
Mm-hmm.
You can argue, as my chat just went away. I'm waiting for my YouTube to go back up. If you could update me if anybody asks me anything. Oh, no, it went back up. All right, so I'm going to link your channel. This is Ray's channel. I'm the real Big Blue. This is Ray's channel. Go ahead and subscribe to Ray's channel. Or Big Blue News. You will be uploading his newest video or first video within a day or so. So go ahead and check that out. I think Colts go for Le'Veon Bell. I agree with you there. They can make a big play on him, or the Jets. Steelers are a new accident waiting to happen. I hope Stephen A. Smith enjoys it. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith. And oh my God. I mean, you probably don't watch First Take, but Stephen A. That dude is so bad. I mean, the dude called Dwayne Haskins a runner. He's like, I don't know, but to me, I just see Dwayne Haskins as more of a runner than a passer. A lot of people think he's a passer, but I just look at him as more of a runner. I mean, that made me lose some brain cells there, because the dude had like 100 yards rushing all season, and he threw for almost 5,000 yards. I think literally, I don't think Stephen A. Smith literally watched a lick of his film session. I think what Stephen A. assumed is because he's black, he can run. I'm being for real. The dude mentions race in every ESPN is the CNN of sports networks. The CNN loves to race bait and stuff like that, talking about racist people. I'm not gonna get too political in this. That's for another show. But when we talk about ESPN, they are the CNN of all sports networks. Okay, he mentions race and everything. An owner is fired, and he's like,
"Oh yeah, your video went out." But yeah, that's also you like it right now. You good?
Huh?
You
yeah.
Good? All right.
Am I lagging still? Hello?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I lagged for a little bit there.
That's kind of I think he had said something about when Bruce Arians got fired. Also, he made a comment about it, how he got a job fast and he got a lot of job offers because he's white. Like, he said it would have been different. Like for Hugh Jackson, he was like Hugh Jackson. Well, this was before Hugh Jackson got the job offer, but he was basically talking about how if a black coach gets fired, they're not really getting calls as much as a white coach will get offered.
I know. I mean, and he always says this, guys. If you guys watch Stephen A. Smith, he always like tries to pull back before he actually lets go. And he's like, listen, I don't like to talk about race. I don't like to talk about this. And it hurts me to bring this up. But where are the black candidates for coaches? We have Mike Tomlin. We have Marvin Lewis, who I damn sure know shouldn't be in the NFL coaching right now. But where are those other cats that should be having a job over a Jason Garrett? Okay? A Jason Garrett, who's the clapper of the NFL. Where are the black guys? I mean, are you serious? I can't stand Stephen A. Smith, man. I can't stand that guy. On top of that, remember that in the play? I don't know if you saw that clip in the playoff game
Mm.
I know it wasn't the playoff game. It was before the playoff game. With the Chargers and the Chiefs game, I believe it was the Chargers and the Chiefs game, and he was like, "I just can't wait for Hunter Henry to put in some work, even though he hasn't played all season. He's been doing great this year, Hunter Henry." And I was just I was like, and then Spencer Ware hasn't been playing either.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God. And then he had to apologize, and a lot of people were sticking up for him. I'm like, the guy doesn't talk football. He doesn't watch football. He goes by what he hears with his colleagues and just makes stuff up. I can't stand Stephen A. or Max Kellerman. That dude is a freaking white knight.
He needs to stick to basketball. Like, I don't know why.
Stick to basketball because Jesus. But I hope you guys like my Stephen A. impression. But have y'all seen the Max Kellerman rap video? Yeah, he used to be a rapper, man. Max Kellerman's from the Bronx. He's hardcore. I don't like him either because he's a white knight. He tries to catch everybody. Since Stephen A. Smith is really black, like he's just like all about the black community and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Max Kellerman tries to soften him up all the time and be like, black people are so oppressed in sports right now. And you guys, I feel so bad for you guys because as a white guy, I know my privilege. I mean, I was just like, oh my God, stop, please. Because him and Stephen A. Smith go at it, and Stephen A. Smith just freaking rams. I mean, just demolishes Max Kellerman and everything. So Max Kellerman tries to butter him up and stuff like that. Oh man. But like I said, guys, not gonna get too political here, but I guess you guys know where I stand. But
Stephen A. Smith is on General Hospital.
Yeah, he premiered in like a couple of the General Hospital episodes where he like has that little acting career or whatever. Kellerman, yeah. But anyway, yeah. Where do we go off here? I mean, that was a huge tangent. That went out of nowhere. I think we were talking about Antonio Brown, and then we got into freaking Stephen A. Smith. I think somebody mentioned Stephen A. Smith, and that's when I went off. I can't stand him. I was gonna make a video about him, but I felt like it was too late. It was gonna be a little like comedy type video, but it's too late for that. But so let's get on to some other topics. I'll get to the Giants stuff later, but let's start off with some other stuff, huh?
One of the people wrote about one of the viewers wrote Le'Veon Bell to the Colts also. Like I said, I told you, imagine a team with Le'Veon Bell, AB, and T.Y. Hilton. And Andrew Luck, he did garbage in the Pro Bowl, but he's not garbage in the freaking season. So
yeah,
that'll be a squad right there. And their line, solid. Freaking what's his name? Quentin Nelson. Doing good.
Nelson doing well. That offensive line is really picking it up this year. It came out of nowhere because when you look at the Colts offensive line, and again, we're going off on a tangent here, but it's whatever. But when you look at the Colts offensive line, they allowed 18 sacks last season. I mean, the Giants allowed 18 sacks in probably the first 4 games. Exactly. So, I mean, that streak, the Colts offensive line did well. And for the Colts offensive line, you got to remember the whole reason why Andrew Luck is so injured all the time is because of how that offensive line used to be. Before, they had Jack Mewhort and Anthony Costanzo before, and that's pretty much their centerpieces there. They still have Costanzo. I don't believe they still have Mewhort there anymore. But they had Costanzo at left tackle, and then they went out and drafted Ryan Kelly, and then Quentin Nelson, and then that offensive line totally changed. That's what the Giants need to do is go offensive line in these rounds. The Dallas Cowboys did it as well. You see where their offensive line is right now, and the Giants need to take a page out of their books because it's working right now. It's working. As far as security for the quarterback, Andrew Luck has been playing his best football, and he's coming off of 2 years of not playing. So. That offensive line is insane. That offensive line it's to die for, man. It really is.
I don't know if you was watching Quentin Nelson during the playoffs, but he was doing good. Like, the plays he was making, like, it was so noticeable. And, like, if it wasn't for him, most of those plays would have never happened, even though they didn't make it. But, listen, he was a big part of that, of the offense, bro. Like, he really was.
Yeah, we see that with Andrew Luck because what did the Colts do last season? What did the Colts do last season? Basically, they went like, what? 3-13 or something like that.
Yeah,
4-12, 3-13, and
yeah.
their team isn't completely different from what they have. I mean, they have a new coach. Yes, he could be a game changer. But at the same time, I mean, their squad isn't very different. It's Andrew Luck is the real reason why that team is where it is right now. Sure, the offensive line is great, but when you have a guy like Jacoby Brissett last year, he did fine for a backup quarterback. He could probably fill in for you for a couple games, but he's not going to be your starter.
Yeah.
But Andrew Luck, I mean, he definitely deserved to be in that conversation for MVP. Would you want Devin White at 6? I'd want Devin White at 6. I wouldn't mind it whatsoever. But like I said, I still want pass rusher. I still want Montez Sweat. But Devin White's not bad at all as well. But yeah, so I want to talk about Colin Kaepernick. We touched on it a little bit that, you know, the guy was asking $20 million to go to the AAF. And I think that wasn't really him for real. I think that was because he was trying to prove a point that he's actually he's actually going to be so good as a quarterback that, you know, he doesn't deserve to be in the AAF. He's too good to be in the AAF. So if he goes to the AAF, he wants $20 million. I think that's what he was trying to get at. So I don't think he was really going to think that he was going to get paid $20 million to be there. But here's an interesting subject. We're going to be talking about Cam Newton, right? Cam Newton might not even play this in 2019. We might be seeing the same thing we saw from Andrew Luck, a couple years ago with that shoulder. Cam Newton's dealing with the same thing, that shoulder. I don't know. Soldier. What? But shoulder injury. And he came out and said he can't throw for more than 10 yards. So that's bad for Cam Newton, someone that has a huge arm. And so we're looking at a quarterback that kind of fits his play style, and all the signs are pointing to Colin Kaepernick. Do you think the Carolina Panthers, they re-signed Eric Reed. He had those same, those problems with Colin Kaepernick. He's on the same boat. They were on the same team. What do you think about Colin Kaepernick to the Carolina Panthers? Would it be a bad move or not a bad move just to get until you get your quarterback next year?
It will be a good move just until you get your quarterback back, because like the Patriots is also interested in Colin Kaepernick, but I don't see him doing anything. Like why do they need him there? Like there's no point of him going to the Patriots. So right now, if they don't mind the criticism for signing Colin Kaepernick, then go for Colin Kaepernick. If not, there's a bunch of quarterbacks that are in the free agency right now, like Nick Foles and Teddy Bridgewater and stuff. So if they want to, like, if they don't mind the criticism, like I said, they should go for Colin Kaepernick. And also, one comment I'm gonna say: the $20 million is kind of he kind of asked for $20 million because he's like, listen, I don't want to go to the AAF because it's gonna be kind of like a loss. Like he's protesting the NFL, and if he goes to the AAF, it's kind of like he lost the protest. Like he's giving up. So that's probably why he said $20 million. But to be honest, it'll be good for now, but I feel like they will cut him. They're just gonna sign him to like a 1-year deal and cut him because like they don't want the controversy that's gonna come with having Colin Kaepernick in their team. Yeah,
I can see that too. And Colin Kaepernick, I actually don't think. Listen, I don't think Colin Kaepernick can't play, but I mean, you have to question an athlete's ability when you have other free agents out there like a Teddy Bridgewater that you could sign for a quick 1-year deal, $7 million or something like that. That you could sign him and play for a year and then bring Cam Newton back, or have Colin Kaepernick. You don't know what to expect from him. He's going to be wanting some decent money coming back to the NFL. And because obviously he's trying to win against the NFL, so he's trying to make the money, make all the big bucks, and so he's not going to be signed for a cheap deal. I guarantee you guys, he's not playing. He doesn't want. Listen, when I tell you this, Colin Kaepernick doesn't care about football. I'll tell you guys that straight up. He does not care about football. He cares about looking better. He wants to look like the hero against the NFL. So what he wants to do, he's not going to be signed to the NFL for a quick 1-year deal, like $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. He doesn't want that because then the NFL won. He wants the NFL to pay him $15 million after not playing for a whole 2 seasons. Yeah, that's what he wants to do. He doesn't care about football. He just wants to prove a point. Yeah. So to me, Colin Kaepernick wouldn't be a bad idea. If you're talking about a quick 1-year deal until Cam Newton comes back, I don't care because it's not like he's going to be a franchise guy. He's 31 years old. My question is, where is he going after the Carolina Panthers? I don't think anywhere. Nobody's really going to sign a 32-year-old quarterback at the stage of his career, and he's not even an elite quarterback at that. When you have guys like a Nick Foles, when you have guys like a Teddy Bridgewater, Tyrod Taylor out there, I mean, so I just don't see. I can only see Colin Kaepernick being a fill-in quarterback, a bridge quarterback until your quarterback comes back, or you're going to draft a quarterback in the next year. I don't see Colin Kaepernick really sticking around in the NFL more than a year. I honestly don't. Yeah.
What's going on, G-Man 409?
G-Man 409, what's going on, man? Sub KB. How's it going, KB? KB cousin. Forget your name, bro. Yes, big blue news. His name is Ray, but he's going by Big Blue News. That's his new channel, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. Like I said, he will be posting a video soon. So, so as far as Colin Kaepernick goes, my opinion on it, I don't care if the Carolina Panthers sign him. I don't think they'll really go anywhere. They may get 6 to 7 wins, but I don't know. Colin Kaepernick should have run on the last play in the Super Bowl. The Niners would have won. I can't even remember that Super Bowl, to be honest.
I remember.
Yeah, I barely remember, to be honest. But we talked about – all right, so the AAF, there's been some problems in the AAF already. And, I mean, I didn't expect this to happen, but you got to expect it to happen with a new football league, almost the XFL, the USFL. Almost every single football league that's been started has always had problems already in the stage of its career, and it ultimately led to their downfall. You look at the AAF, the news came out today that for week 1, the players were not paid. Some players, I don't think all players weren't paid, but I think some players were not paid, and that's a big problem. So the AAF almost stumbled from there. We have to start questioning. And by the way, the Carolina Hurricanes, which I didn't even know was a team, a hockey team, I just found out was a team today. When I see hockey, all I see is the Rangers, Islanders, Blackhawks, Sharks, or there's other teams. I never even heard of the Hurricanes. They look like a college team or something like that, but or a minor league hockey team. But apparently, the owner for the Carolina Hurricanes actually invested a whole $250 million in the AAF. So he has a kind of a partnered ownership with the AAF now. So he gets to with the money he invested, now he has some part ownership in there. So maybe he could get the AAF where it should be. But I mean, since they struggled already once, they almost stumbled, and the AAF almost failed in the first 2 weeks of it starting. I mean, do you think this league is going to stick around next year? Do you think it's going to still be successful?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be successful. And it's a new league. I feel like you see how the XFL is kind of waiting till next year to start their league. Mm-hmm. That's probably to prevent something like this from happening, like financial issues. So it might be that the AAF rushed to start, or it could just be that not a lot of people, they probably didn't advertise as much as they should have, but they did advertise. Yeah. But I feel like they're going to be around next year, and they're going to be successful because they already competed with the NFL to a lot of people. A lot of people is preferring the AAF rules and play style over the NFL right now. So it's definitely going to be successful next year, and it's definitely going to be around next year. And I feel like as the season goes on, those issues is going to go away. They're going to get more funding. And also with the Carolina Hurricanes person, he must have known that the AAF is going to be a good competition for the NFL, so he wanted to put his money there to like invest now before it got too big. So listen, he played it smart, and that funding should help the AAF grow. And I don't know. I really can't say anything further than that, but I like the AAF, and I feel like it's going to be around for a very long time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like this owner wouldn't put $250 million in a company or a business that he doesn't think is going to be successful in the future. He's not just going to throw out $250 million because he feels bad. So I completely agree with you. He sees something there. So he's going to put that money in there, and he's going to watch it grow. And now he's going to have part ownership in it. To me, I know that a lot of people are going to think that it's going to fail because the XFL failed once, the USFL failed before, I think with a similar issue in payroll. But when it comes to the AAF, I think this league provides such a different style of football, almost a style that we want to see. We want to see less referee interactions. We don't want to see too much penalties. We want to see shorter games with not as much commercials. They have that. We want to see more 2-point conversions because it's more exciting than a freaking extra point. So, I mean, everything the AAF has that the NFL doesn't is everything that we've been asking for from the NFL. So I feel like the fans are going to support this heavily. The investors are going to support this heavily. I honestly think it's coming back next season. I think the players themselves actually think this is a very good idea, very good opportunity, not only thinking from themselves, but they're thinking about other players just like them to try to get their role back in the NFL, because this is really the first kind of league that is like a proving grounds to get back into the big leagues. Because you look at the NBA D League, sure, it's like that, but it happens during the NBA. So, exactly. I mean, nobody's really paying attention as much as they should. When you look at the AAF, it's pretty much prime time. There's no NFL happening. There's no college football happening. And so it gives everybody, fans, players, coaches alike, and front office members to watch the AAF because there's nothing better on. And when free agency hits, the championship game happens right after the draft into training camp. So players are going to be able to sign right after then, and it's just a perfect win-win situation for staff members, coaches, and front office members, and the players. So I really don't think the AAF is going anywhere right now. Yeah, it can't be. It's going to be too successful. We look at, hopefully the NFL watches the AAF and realizes we like real hits. Yes, I'm sure they're watching right now. The ratings are definitely proving that. I really missed the number 7 in the AAF scores. Yeah, I know. The Apollo 37 is the only time we've seen it. Yeah, I know. When it comes to like when the score is like 16-8, it just looks so creepy to me. Like I'm like 16-8. That's an ugly score. But from the AAF, but it is what it is because there's no 7 points because you gotta go for 2. So I see 12-6, 18-12. I'm like, in the NFL game, you would think that was all field goals. So, has anyone tried a new onside kick play, 12 yards? Yeah, I haven't seen an onside kick yet. There hasn't been any situations like that because the close games didn't end like that, and there hasn't been much close games in the AAF yet. We've seen a lot of multi-score games in this league, which I kind of like. Well, I like close games too, but not close games where it's low scoring, like a 12-9 game. I would not like that. The Women's Football League is still awesome. I don't know. Well, when's that starting, Eddie? Tell me when that starts, because I kind of want to take a gander at it. I just need to follow along. I got to find my favorite team, Got to find my favorite team. I think there's a team called the Chicago Bliss or something like that. Chicago Bliss. And I think they're like a championship team. They made the championship like 4 or 5 times or something like that. But I guess that's my team. I'll be a bandwagon. But but okay, so quickly, Charles Clay signed to the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals need any kind of weapons they can get. They don't really have a tight end right now. So Charles Clay is going to provide a weapon for Josh Rosen. I mean, I don't know what the contract details are on it, but I don't really care. I'll quickly get your thoughts on it. But I mean, it's not a huge storyline to me about where he goes. It is what it is, right? But
yeah. It was like a 1 year, $3.6 million, I think, or something like that. So
that's actually pretty good for Charles Clay because he's starting to get older. His production's going down. 3.6, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not. It's a good deal. Like Larry Fitz can't be the only named person or actual person that's going to put work in the Cardinals. Josh Rosen needs other people to put in work. So
yeah,
that's a smart move by them. And if who else? I think it was interested in somebody else, but I can't remember. But Charles Clay, Josh Rosen, Larry Fitz. I see what they do.
They're so old, though. I hope Charles Clay is going to be the starting tight end moving forward. I mean, when you're talking about rebuilding a team, you don't want to rebuild with some veterans. You already have Larry Fitzgerald, who's on his last leg, and Charles Clay, the same thing. That's not how you build a team. So they got to.
They're trying to be the better Raiders.
The better rated, yeah, right. All the freaking old players.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see where the Cardinals go, but not very far to me getting that Cliff Kingsbury cat. But whatchamacallit? Let's move on. Oh yeah, I also seen on Instagram too before we started the podcast. Andre Ellington was signed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and yeah, that's not a bad move. Because we talked about the Cardinals, so that kind of came up to mind. Andre Ellington.
Yeah.
So he was signed to the Buccaneers. He's going to be a pretty good scat back. He's probably a better version, but older version of Jacquizz Rodgers. So, I mean, to me, like I said, another guy I don't really care about. I mean, to me, the running backs need themselves a better running. They need a number one running back. They drafted Ronald Jones last year. He was injury plagued. When he played, he had like 2 or 3 yards to carry. He was terrible. So they need to get themselves a better running back.
So while we in the topic of the Bucs, what do you think about that quarterback situation?
All right. Here's the thing. Jameis Winston is on one more year. This is his prove it deal right now. I think this is his fifth. Is this his 5th year option or is this his 4th year? I think they declined his 5th year option and this is his 4th year. This is his 4th year. I can't remember. But Jameis Winston, Bruce Arians is there. Remember, Bruce Arians did a hell of a job in Arizona with that team. They were bad. They were really bad. He took a team to the playoffs multiple years. I mean, he's a very good coach. The problem is his health issues was the reason why he had to leave coaching. But he's coming back. He said he would only come back to play for a winning team. So he must see something in the Buccaneers right now. Remember, they started off high. They started off really hot. They finished the season with a 3rd ranked offense with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Jameis Winston combining for like 28 interceptions, something like that. They were like top in the league in turnovers. So I mean, you could fix those mistakes when you get yourself a better quarterback. And you talk about Bruce Arians, he is like the quarterback whisperer. They say he did a very good job with Carson Palmer before he retired. I think Carson Palmer just became a distant memory. Like everybody forgot about Carson Palmer, but he wasn't a terrible quarterback.
He was above average.
Yeah, he was above average. He did his thing with the Cardinals. That's probably his best years were with the Cardinals. Cincinnati was okay, and the Oakland Raiders was terrible. Came to Arizona with Bruce Arians. He did phenomenal. He did enough, and he was a playoff quarterback. Actually, did pretty well. He was a top quarterback in the NFL when he was with the Cardinals. He was like probably top 10. He was throwing for a good amount of yards, good amount of touchdowns. He was doing his thing there in Arizona. So when you look at that, you have to credit Bruce Arians to doing what he did with Carson Palmer, and you have to imagine he's going to do the same thing with Jameis Winston. The question is, will Jameis Winston fix his dumb mistakes? Because the guy has so much potential. That's why he was a number 1 overall pick. It's the thing is, he just makes stupid decisions. He thinks he's back in college where he could throw the ball up and hope somebody's going to catch it. I've witnessed that myself. I went to a couple of Tampa Bay Bucs games when they played the Giants down here in Tampa, and I just seen him throw the ball, just lob it up in the air. It gets intercepted or it gets batted down. Either way, this is not college anymore. And these crazy highlight plays don't really happen as much as you see in college. And his turnovers are insane. The guy just doesn't know how to keep the ball tucked. He leads the NFL in fumbles ever since he got in the league. So he's terrible. He's terrible when it comes to turnovers, but he has a lot of potential.
I completely agree. I don't know what they're gonna do with the whole quarterback situation, because I know there was talks about like them not keeping Jameis Winston around, but I don't know if they still have that plan with Bruce Arians coming in. But like you said, he's probably gonna mentor him, see what he could do, what's his capabilities. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, he shows up when he has to, so it's not really like they in a bad predicament. But Jameis Winston needs to clean it up. He's supposed to be the starting quarterback, and you have to have a backup to come fix your
number 1 overall pick.
Exactly. Like I don't know. I don't understand. But hopefully he gets himself like straight and fixes his problems. I noticed that also. He likes lobbing it up. He like runs out of the pocket and just throws it somewhere. Like, and he don't care. He don't even know if the receiver's there. He just throws it away. So he needs to fix those mistakes if he's trying to be an NFL quarterback. Like,
so I have a question for you.
All right.
So we talked about the 2015 draft where Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota were in. They both went consecutive 1 and 2. Who do you think? First of all, do you think Marcus Mariota would have performed better if he was with the Bucs, or do you think Jameis Winston would have performed as the better quarterback just as they're in their situations? And who do you think is going to have the best career at the end of their careers? Who do you think is going to have the better track record to make it into the Hall of Fame, Marcus Mariota or Jameis Winston?
I definitely 100% believe Marcus Mariota. Jameis Winston is not. He's not at that level yet, and he's not. I don't think he's ever going to reach that level. Marcus Mariota, he's still progressing, and he's still got. The sky's the limit for him right now, and he's still at a young age. He's not at his prime, I don't think. And Jameis Winston declines while Marcus Mariota is inclined. Like he's getting better. But even though Marcus Mariota has his downfalls, every quarterback has his downfalls. But if Marcus Mariota was in the Bucks, he would have made that team great. The same way in the Titans, he does good. If James Winston was in the Titans would have been garbage. So I can't, I feel like Marcus Mariota is the better quarterback.
Yeah, I feel like when you talk about, and I'll read your comments in a second, I'd rather have Marcus Mariota. I think we pretty much agree there. All of us pretty much agree that we'd rather have Marcus Mariota. John May says Jameis was twice the prospect of any of the guys this year, and I guess I have to agree with that. Haskins is probably the best NFL prospect right now, and I think Jameis was better coming out because this guy had one loss in his career ever. In his college career, and he was a phenomenal college quarterback. But it's those college things when you just throw it up and you hope somebody catches it. Back then, and when he was playing with FSU, I mean, he did that and it worked. So that's why he looked great. And you know what? I mean, Jameis Winston. I mean, I was a huge fan of Jameis Winston coming out because he did his thing. I know he had some off the field issues that kind of carried on, but he's been behaving himself for the most part. But I mean, he's done well, but it's those turnovers, man. It's really those turnovers. He has everything. He has the mobility. He's like almost like Cam Newton. It's hard for him. It's hard for players to bring him down. He doesn't run like a 4.5 40 or anything. And he runs a slow 40. He's not a fast quarterback, but he's a mobile quarterback just because you're not able to get him down that easily, just like a Cam Newton. But he has a huge arm, decent accuracy, just that his turnovers are just a killer, man, a killer. But when we talk about Marcus Mariota has everything you want. Yes, he has some moments where he just looks like what the hell are you doing, Marcus? Like, I mean, like he has the better ceiling to me than Jameis Winston. He has the accuracy. He has the gunslinger mentality, like the good kind. He's been throwing for quite a big amount of interceptions for the past couple of years, which is very unlike him. He didn't do that in college. He was a very accurate quarterback. I don't know if that's a product of his offense or if it's just him declining, but I mean, he reminds me a lot of Aaron Rodgers, especially his first 2 years in the NFL. I mean, very Aaron Rodgers-like, especially when I watched him in college. I mean, he throws beautiful balls. His accuracy is fantastic. He's very mobile. On top of that, he could throw on the run, things like that. I mean, he reminds me so much of Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, yeah, like I agree. If Marcus Mariota was on the Bucs, they'd be much more successful. But they both have huge ceilings. I mean, we're talking about these top two quarterbacks in the 2015 draft, Jameis and Marcus. They could either be the worst top draft picks in their team's history or the best. I mean, that's how high and low their ceiling is. That's how low their floor is. That's how high their ceiling is, because I could see them with the turnover issues that they're having. I mean, I could see them just finding themselves out of the NFL in a couple of years. But yet I could see them as being one of the best, almost one of the best that ever lived because of their potential. I really like them coming out of the drafts. Those were players that everybody was like, oh, listen, this guy's going to start in the NFL for a couple years. We don't really know about that with the quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, I feel like, but the difference between them, I feel like Marcus Mariota has more of a chance to improve his career. And one thing about Jameis Winston, the issues that he has, I'm gonna just throw this random, but I feel like that's gonna be similar to the problems that Kyler Murray might have. Going to the NFL, because he's going to still have that college mentality. And like you said, if let's say he goes to the Jags, he's not going to have the same amount of time in the pocket as he does in college. So he's going to have a lot of those moments where he's just throwing it up because he has that college mentality. Like, I'm just throwing it up, they're going to go get it. So, that's all I have to really say about that. I feel like he's going to have the same issues that James Winston had.
Yeah, I completely agree, and that you made a good point there about Kyler Murray. So that strengthens my Kyler Murray critique. I thought I was getting a little soft on Kyler Murray, but that just I stranglehold now.
Yeah, I got you.
But, for a Keeler, Winston isn't bad, but he seems to have a screw loose. Yeah, Winston's just he's dumb, man. He doesn't understand. Let's look at. I'm gonna go back up in the chat a little bit.
Got Dak Prescott here.
Oh, Dak Prescott. Wow. Guys, the most overrated quarterback in the NFL is in the chat. What a blessing. What an honor it is to have you here. Cowboy X Factor is fangirling right now. Hi, Dak. Kid Blue, I got to go now, but if this stream is okay, when I'm done working out, basically exercising, I will be back on here. No problem, Cowboys X Factor. Appreciate you, man. You're one of my favorite and loyal subscribers. Dak Prescott says, so I heard you said I'm overrated. All right, Dak. I'll be opening up the phone line soon. We could talk about you and your career with the Dallas Cowboys if you want to join in and talk about yourself. You can give you can show the viewers, you can tell the viewers why you think you're not a bust in the NFL. Well, not a bust because you're a 4th round pick, and I think you're a good quarterback. You're just overrated. That's it. I don't think you're top 5 or I don't think you're top 10 either. So arguably top 15, but I think you're a decent quarterback. But just because you're here, Dak, I mean, I know you're a millionaire right now, and I won't suck up to you. All right, just because you're here, I'll be saying the truth. I'm afraid of no Cowboy. The first 2 rounds, the first 2 words that come to mind when I think of Aaron Rodgers aren't beautiful balls. Russell Johnson says. I know that was a little pause moment. I'm sorry there, Russell Johnson. But hey, I guess that kind of came out wrong. At Dak Prescott, Dak, they can say you're overrated all they want. Just keep winning, baby. 32-16 career win-loss. Oh man, I think you can thank Ezekiel Elliott for that.
Exactly.
But moving forward, Logan, I hope this is Logan Paul. Shut up. You don't know what you're saying. I'm speaking English. I understand quite clearly what I'm saying. Bobby Woodruff says Machado went to the Padres today. Yeah, I know. I heard that. I saw Bad Dog's video. I don't know too much about baseball. I don't know if you know anything about the baseball league, if you want to talk about that, but I'm not very knowledgeable in baseball at all.
All I know about that situation is that he got signed to like a $300 million deal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy. Listen, when you see the contracts from the NFL to the baseball, it's just like, dang.
I know.
It is crazy.
Hey, all you baseball fans out there, I know I have a lot of baseball fans because you guys ask me questions about the Yankees and Mets all the time, and you assume I know baseball. I don't, but you guys can help me out a little bit here. How many players are on a roster in the MLB? I want to know that because obviously it must not be a lot because they're paying these players a crap load of money. But in the NFL, they have to pay 53 guys plus a 10-man practice squad. So, I mean, 10 years, $300 million.
That's still a lot of money.
That's $30 million. $30 million. I mean, that's like, is there a quarterback making 30? I think Aaron Rodgers is making 30 right now, right? But I think he's the only guy making 30, right?
Isn't he making like 27 mil? 28?
Someone's making 30. Someone's making 30 because too.
I'm gonna have to look that up while you're talking.
Yeah, somebody's making 30. I think it's just one quarterback making 30. I think it's either Matt Ryan or Aaron Rodgers. Those are the names that come to mind right now. But
Matt Stafford.
Nah, Matt Stafford he broke the record, but that was at 28 million, and then everybody started 25.
Isn't that Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, Jimmy Garoppolo. He also he broke the record too, but somebody else broke it a couple weeks after.
Dang.
Just look up highest play quarterback because the quarterback.
Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, how much is he making? 30?
He is making 33.5.
You say $33.5 million?
Yes.
Golly, Clayton Kershaw is making $35 million a year. Yo, why isn't Kyler Murray going into the MLB? If I heard those numbers, I screw baseball, man. I screw football, man. I love football. Trust me, that's my favorite sport. I fall asleep with baseball. I fall asleep watching baseball. No disrespect to baseball fans. I think it's a fun game. I love playing it myself. I like playing baseball. I just can't sit down and watch a game. There's just so much to pay attention to. 162 games. You got to be freaking kidding me. But, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah. What are you laughing at?
Laughing at Dak Prescott and Verl Keeler. They keep talking crap.
They're talking crap about me, or are they talking crap to each other? Let's see here.
Talking crap about the Giants, basically, and I guess
Dak sucks so bad, but your G-men can't beat him. What are you talking about, Verl? His first year in the league, we swept him. We swept him his first year in the league on week 1, and then later on in the year when we beat them 10-7. Is Clay Matthews still available? Yes, Russell Johnson. The free agency did not start yet. The only reason why you see free agents being signed now is because they were actually released, not their contracts were expiring. The only players that can be signed as of right now before March 12th are players that have been released and do not have a team. They have no contract right now. But when it comes to players under contract that are free agents, their contract is not technically expired yet. So they're still basically a Green Bay Packer in Clay Matthews' case. But Clay Matthews is going to find a job somewhere. I don't think he's going to be a starter anymore. I think he's going to be rotational because he is getting up there in age. So this is $25 million, man. 25, man. I don't know what you mean by that, but that's probably something we were talking about before. By the way, I'm going to sweep your Giants next year. Keep talking, Dak. Keep talking.
I think it's about how many people's in the roster, the baseball roster.
Oh, 25. So 25, that's half. I mean, so they can afford that. 15 career game-winning drives, which is the most in any 3 seasons. Oh, man, listen. Ezekiel Elliott is the reason why you guys I watch a lot of Dallas Cowboys games, okay? That's just me being a Giants fan. You got to watch your enemies, okay? You got to scout your enemies. And Ezekiel Elliott in the fourth quarter, that's when he plays well. Do you see Dak Prescott making crazy plays in the fourth quarter like Eli did in his prime? No, absolutely not. He's using Ezekiel Elliott. What he does is he bruises the opposing defense for 3 quarters, and by the fourth quarter, that team is worn out, and he's just running the rock the whole game and for the rest of the fourth quarter, and Dak Prescott is putting the ball where he needs to put it because that defense is sort of worn out. I'm telling you right now, with that Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott would be even more mediocre than he already is.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. To the Giants, it's not really it's a quarterback situation, but it's also an offensive line situation. It's not just our quarterback. The Cowboys have a good offensive line to back up that garbage quarterback. And Ezekiel Elliott, I'm not going to talk crap about him because he's really good. But
it's just, he is that team. He is the team.
Yeah, he is the team. He's if he's not playing, it kind of like, I'm not going to say it's going to make them lose, but it kind of like brings down their morale. They like kind of like, damn, we might lose this game type situation. So I don't know.
Yeah. Dak Prescott is if without Ezekiel Elliott, he'll go from a top 15 quarterback to a top 25 quarterback. Oh no, I wouldn't say that low. I'll say top like 22. 22.
I'll say 25.
The Dak attack, talking all that yak.
See, I like William Pashal.
Oh yeah. Let's see. What do you say? What's K? I think you meant KB. But what's up, G Nation? What's going on, William Pascal? I don't know how to pronounce your name. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. KB, NY2. What up? What up, brother? What's going on?
Another message.
Elliott is okay, but Barkley will be better. Exactly, man. Barkley is already better. Barkley's already better. You look at the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, their offensive line isn't what it was. I believe they ranked 13th by Pro Football Focus, but the offensive line for the Giants rated like 25. So we look at Saquon Barkley and how much receiving yards he had, plus his rushing yards were almost there to Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, you got to say Saquon's better, man. You got to say it. You have to say it. Bro said you shouldn't be so haughty.
Don't read it.
Your team doing so poorly. I mean, we're coming back. Don't worry about it. Clay Matthews aged in Wisconsin when cheese. Is that Dak on the Cowboys is like Murray at Oklahoma. Situation inflates value. I very much agree with that. That's a good take, John May. I think Oklahoma. I still think Here's the thing. I think Kyler Murray did help that team win a lot, but I mean, his team was very good. His offensive line was very good at the same time. So, like I said, it's not going to be the same thing in the NFL, but I just think Dak Prescott isn't as good as we all think he is. We look at, let me tell you, Kid Blue, you should never disparage a player like Dak. He's a warrior. He's clutch, and you are just not talking truth. Listen, tell him to win a meaningful game, and I'll make a crow video. I'll eat crow. Yes, Barkley is better. LMAO, when you're in the last drive of the game, you don't bother handing the ball to your running back when the game is on the line. It's me that you should take that to your team, because all you do is give the ball to Ezekiel Elliott all game. So I don't know what you're talking about, Dak. You're dinking Dak. You're Dak and dunk. Dak and dunk quarterback. It's like I see Cole Beasley on a 5-yard out. He's gonna give me 20 yards. I see Amari Cooper. He's gonna take this curl route to the house. It's not Dak Prescott. He's Dak and dunk. Or just give the ball to Ezekiel Elliott through the pass or run game. William Pascal says, our G-Man resigned Scott Simonson, the tight end, bumped Dallas. But yeah, we could talk about Scott Simonson now. But I mean, it's not big news from the Giants. I mean, it's not crazy news like we resigned Landon Collins or anything. Which actually, let's talk about that first. I don't think we were trying to talk about that, but we just went on a tangent again. This freaking thing is all over the place. But anyway, I'm having fun. So, oh guys, by the way, guys. Link in the description for all my social media, including my co-host's new channel. Go ahead and subscribe to him, Big Blue News. Go ahead and subscribe to him. He'll be making a video soon, like I keep saying before, but just for you guys new in the chat. Also, be sure to like the video, guys. The goal is 25 likes. I don't know where we're at right now because I can't see. I can only see the chat. I'm not going to move anything. I think we're at 16 right now. But yeah, guys, if you guys help me reach that 25 mark, it'd be greatly appreciated. But let's see, Barkley. Oh yeah, let's talk about Landon Collins, right? Landon Collins is apparently not in the talks with the Giants front office for getting a long-term contract. And I kind of expected this, but let's get your thoughts on it first.
Yeah, I expect that also. They're just gonna use their tag. And I feel like next year they'll have discussions about long-term deals. But right now they're just more worried about picking up what they need. Or they need a safety, but they worried about let's say going after cornerbacks and edge rushers and stuff like that. They already know that Landon wants to stay on the team. He already said he don't mind being tagged. So if he gets franchise tagged this year, next year we'll deal with the whole long-term extension. But for now, they know that his mindset is he wants to stay with the Giants. He don't mind the tag. So I guess they're gonna save it for next season, after next season.
Yeah, here's the thing though. Before in the early part of the season, we were talking about the tags, and he said, I think I could have sworn I saw him quoted that he didn't mind being tagged. But now there are some rumors going around that he doesn't want the tag or something like that. But it's all smoke. I don't know who's telling the truth and who's not. But as far as Landon Collins goes, listen, if he's tagged or not, I don't care. I feel like we can find a safety somewhere else. I kind of expected this to happen because he's gonna want big money. He's gonna want somewhere around the range of $21 million a year for his productions. I'm not having it. That the Giants are smart into not just, okay, here's your money. Hope you stay with us for 6 years. The Giants are smart into waiting to see what we can get for him. He better play off this franchise tag. He better not hold out. I don't want to see another Aaron Donald situation, Le'Veon Bell situation. I want him to play this year. Show me what you got. If you're bad, goodbye. If you show production, I'll forgive you for all the past other years, and you could stay, depending on what the contract is. But as far as Landon Collins goes, I just don't feel like they're not going to come to a long-term deal. They're not even in the talks now, so they just won't get to that point.
Like if he does good next season, then that'll be a consideration. But if he continues with what he's been doing recently, then there's no point of having contract talks with him.
Yeah, look at his stats. I'm going from the top of my head, guys, so apologize if I get this wrong, but I know he had 96 tackles, so not even 100. Yes, he didn't play the full season. He was hurt towards the end, but still, he just wasn't producing the way you wanted him to. He padded the stats, but you really didn't see him come up in big time moments. He was getting these tackles late in games when we were already getting blown out, and he's bouncing off the tackles, things like that. He was terrible in coverage. I mean, we had a bunch of plays getting beat deep, and it was him trailing 5 yards behind, trying to play catch up. Landon Collins just not the best safety in the league right now. In 2016, everybody would have said he was the best safety in the league. Now he's just there. He's a decent safety, a decent box safety. Brokila, you're gonna eat your words, kid. You should respect Dak and the Cowboys. You just sound like a Shannon Sharp or Stephen A. Smith, Dallas hater, never willing to give credit to them. One thing I will say about Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith, I don't like those guys. I think their opinions are terrible. I think all TV analysts are terrible because they're not legit. I feel like they're paid to say certain stuff to get some conversation brewing. But I'm a YouTube analyst. I'm an undrafted analyst. Okay. I wasn't drafted. Okay. I did this myself. It's exactly. The grind. That's why I call this show the Undrafted Analysts. Okay. We're like the
AAF of analysts. We're the AAF of analysts.
Yeah, we're the Undrafted Analysts. So I'm going to put what I want out there, and I don't care what nobody thinks. I'm going to go Rover Sports on this right now. Okay. I actually like Stephen A. Smith's and Shannon Sharp's opinion on the Cowboys and stuff like that. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. When there are big Cowboy games, like the Cowboys playoff games and like the national championship games and stuff like that for college, when they play it in Dallas. And so First Take actually takes a trip from New York to Texas, and they do a live show in Texas. It's just so funny to see him. He turns back in the crowd and goes like this and starts roasting all the Dallas Cowboys fans. And these guys are going, they don't know what to say. Boo, boo. But he's saying so much truth. He's like, I don't know why y'all talking. Well, why y'all talking? Y'all haven't been relevant since 1995. 2 playoff wins since 1995. Y'all have not been relevant. You're not America's team. You're America's mediocre team. I love when Stephen A. Smith goes off on the Cowboys. But let's see. I feel like we need to let Olivier Vernon go. Yeah, right now you're right, William Pascal. Olivier Vernon is not Olivier Vernon. It's Olivia Vernon. You're right. You're right. Playing like a girl right now. All right, that's Olivia Vernon. I'm gonna start. You know what, Pascal? You just made up something great. I'm gonna give you credit every time I say this, though. I'm gonna call him Olivia Vernon from now on. In my opinion, Saquon is better than Barry Sanders. Whoa, bro, Keeler. I know what you're trying to get at. And to me, later on in his career, he may be better than a Bernie Sanders. To me, Bernie Sanders was the best running back in football.
Barry Sanders. You said Bernie Sanders.
Huh?
You said Bernie Sanders. Barry Sanders.
I said Bernie? Yeah. Oh,
you God. Presidential election, bro.
Turning into a liberal? But anyway, guys. Barry Sanders. Listen, Barry Sanders, to me, is the best football player. The best running back to ever live. If you watch that guy in film, I know he doesn't have the complete numbers to do it. I know he has problems with getting stuffed behind a lot of scrimmage because he always tried to bounce it outside like Saquon did. But I think he was the best. I think he was the best running back to ever live. So when it comes to Saquon being better than Barry, we'll find out soon on in the season, in his career. But that's probably the best player you could compare him to, right? Have you watched Barry Sanders, like his highlight films and stuff like that? I mean, he's just the most elusive running back you'll ever see. He runs you so much to Saquon. I think everybody would agree they would never seen someone of Saquon's skill since Barry Sanders. I mean, he's the next Barry Sanders.
Has the potential to be the next Barry Sanders. So
yes.
That's what we can assume right now, that he's as good as Barry Sanders, but we can't say he's better right now. But listen, if Saquon goes his career without injuries, if he goes his career without injuries and continues to do what he's been doing, then I could say he's better than Barry Sanders.
Yeah, definitely. Who wants to talk about Dallas? We're bleeding big blue for life. Yeah, exactly. Well, why? Since when? We've been talking about the Cowboys more than we have the freaking Giants.
Exactly.
He said, that's why I said Olivia. Of course, man. Bro Keeler said, fine, kid. If you want to talk crap, if you You want to be a crap talker, be a crap talker. It's an easy thing to do. Yeah, of course. Of course. I've been watching TTC guys for a long time. I know how to talk my crap. Listen, I'm
going to say this right now. If you could honestly give a compliment to the Giants, then don't. And if you can't do this, I mean, if you can't give an honest opinion or a compliment to the Giants, then don't expect us to say anything good about the Cowboys. Don't expect
Exactly. John May, I think Vernon got off the juice once he got paid. Yeah, exactly. He got paid and he just totally gave up because he was producing in Miami. He wasn't producing a lot. So he was overpaid, but he's just going downhill. Bernie Sanders 2020, do not even get me started on that. Look how great I played when I finally got a legit number one receiver in Amari. See, here's the thing. Why do you need a legit number one wide receiver? Tom Brady can do it no problem. You look at Aaron Rodgers. He turned Devontae Adams into a legit number one. Is Devontae Adams really that great? He's a phenomenal route runner. I watched film on Devontae Adams, but he's a phenomenal route runner, but he's not fantastic, but he's turning him into that, and that's why Devontae Adams got re-signed for some huge money because of Aaron Rodgers. So when you look at these great quarterbacks, in the NFL, they don't need a top-tier wide receiver. They don't need that. They deal with what they have, the Giants, Eli Manning, he barely had anybody. I mean, we look at Odell Beckham. Yes, he has Odell now. He had Victor Cruz for like a season and a half. Plaxico Burress, was he really like, a top 5 receiver? No, he hasn't really had a guy like that. And Eli has won 2 Super Bowls and has put up some great numbers with that. So, I still wouldn't say Eli is going to surpass Dak Prescott as far as career goes. But, we'll see what happens. But, Dak Prescott, huh?
Let's use Tom Brady as an example. He's a GOAT, yes. Let's get that out the way.
Get that out the way. I don't want to talk about that.
But he don't need a number one. He's had a number one receivers. He doesn't need one to do good. Like he's taken people that has no name and made them great. And once they leave the Patriots, they garbage. Like you barely hear about them. Let's use Danny Amendola for example. He didn't. I don't know how he did, but I never heard his name the whole season. I don't know if he did good.
Oh, he was with with the Miami Dolphins right now. Actually,
so I haven't heard anything about him doing anything good. And when he's in the Patriots, you hear Danny Amendola, Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan. Who Chris Hogan?
Hey, Chris Hogan,
golf player. He was a golf player, bro.
A golf player.
Yeah, I think that isn't that what happened. Bill Belichick was friends with somebody that knew Chris Hogan, or I think he was friends with Chris Hogan, and he was a golf player or something like that. And
I don't know the backstory on Chris Hogan. I know he was an undrafted free agent, but Chris Hogan used to play with the Bills, and then he got signed to the Patriots. He's with the Bills before, but I don't know. I don't know too much about Chris Hogan. I really don't care about Chris Hogan.
Yeah, he made Chris Hogan into something that people
saw. Yeah, people talked about Chris Hogan. Be careful. The X factor is Chris Hogan. I remember freaking hearing that in the playoff game. I was like, oh, okay. But Odell on the Patriots would be said. I don't even want to talk about that. And what's going on, Chuck Sharts? I saw you said hi, Kid Blue. It went up in the chat, but all right, guys, we're gonna start opening up the phone lines. And Meet the Mets is still in the chat. We'd like to have you as a first guest if you want to talk about something, man. I'll have you on for about 2 or 3 or 3 to 4 minutes, depending how our conversation goes, of course. But and then we'll start getting it going. You can tell me how to get this going, man.
Paola with the dot.
Yeah, just like to make her presence known. Very very loyal subscriber. I hope so. Very loyal. Yeah, Dallas has 5 Super Bowl rings. The Steelers and the Patriots are.
Yeah, you cut off, bro.
Yeah, I know. I cut off a little bit. That's why I was making sure everything was good. Back to what I was saying. Okay, if Dallas wins Super Bowl 54, the Cowboys, Patriots, Steelers will be tied for the. Here's the thing, Russell. The Dallas Cowboys won't win Super Bowl 54. We don't even need to talk about that. That was just an easy comment to what you said.
Exactly.
What Dallas fan that has ever said anything nice about the Giants, about our Giants? I don't know, man. They're too full of themselves. They don't want to say anything good about the Giants.
Listen, the only compliment they've said is about Saquon. That's the only compliment I heard about the whole time. Like just Saquon. But they saying that because they know they have to say it. It's just Saquon is that great. But
But I'm not about to compare myself to Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Those guys are all-time greats. Yeah, but your team, your fan base, and Skip Bayless, the ringleader of you trolls out there, the ringleader of the cult. It's a cult, okay? You talk about the Mormons, you talk about Jehovah's Witnesses, you talk about Satanists, and then you have Cowboys fans, okay? Yeah, Cowboys fans are the worst of them all. I'm telling you right now.
Yep.
They'll haunt your dreams, man. They put curses on you. And this guy, Skip Bayless, is the ringleader of them all. They're the most infectious, disgusting, roach-like creatures of this earth. And they like to think that Dak Prescott is going to be top 5 in the NFL or even just be one of the best quarterbacks that'll ever live. I remember this clown, the one that's on he's on another Fox show. His name is Nick Wright. If you guys know who Nick Wright is on FS1, I'm trying to remember who he co-hosts with. Oh, with Chris Carter. With Chris Carter, Nick Wright and Chris Carter. Mm-hmm. This guy said a year ago in Dak Prescott's first year, this guy said Dak Prescott was going to soon be the face of the NFL, and he was going to be the best quarterback in the NFL. I think I called an aneurysm. I don't even remember what happened after I blacked out. I blacked out. I mean, I almost died. I think I caught an aneurysm, a heart attack, and a seizure at the same exact time. And I think I died for a second. And I don't know, the Lawrence Taylor lifted my soul back up, reminding me who I am as a Giants fan. So it reminded me that the Cowboys ain't nothing, haven't been nothing for the past 2.5 decades. So we'll keep that at that. But yeah, he literally said that. I could say plenty of nice things about the Giants. Go ahead, Dak. I give major props to the Giants for beating the Patriots twice, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. That's okay.
But that's something you have to give us credit for because we beat Tom Brady twice. I mean, everybody gives us credit for that. Give me something about Eli, because all you Dak Prescott fanatics, including Dak Prescott himself, I assume, hate Eli, and they're just gonna say he's a bum, he's terrible, he just threw the ball up to Odell, he just did this, he just like that, all that stuff.
Yeah, so bro, you just sounded like Eli right now, bro. You just sounded just like.
I'm excited right now. I just think we just need to play well, and
he has like a little.
I put it all on me. I put it all on me, and I'm not really worried about getting resigned. That's not in my plans. I just want to win football games. That's what I want to do. That's Eli for you.
Eli got lucky with that catch Tyree made. Listen. All right. Eli got out the pocket. He even freaking broke a tackle. He freaking got out the pocket.
Yeah. Eli's the ultimate. I call him the Emperor Penguin. He's the Emperor.
Give Eli credit. And Dak Prescott's gonna probably say, okay, Eli top 20 quarterback of all time, but he's top 10. Watch him out.
yeah, he's getting there. He's working up the ranks. I'll tell you right now, if Eli wins a third Super Bowl ring, which I don't think is going to happen because this is last year, if he wins a third Super Bowl ring, he's in top 10. He's in top 10. It's got to be.
Listen, he still holds a bunch of freaking stats that.
Yeah, top 10 in almost every passing category you could think of. Top 10. Yeah. So and he's top 5 in like 3 of them. So. He's going to make it into the NFL. He's going to make it into the Hall of Fame. But the question is he going to really be up there with those great quarterbacks? Even as a Giants fan, I don't know if I really take him over, a Peyton Manning, a Brett Favre, Dan Marino, and things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But somebody said, William Pascal said, KB, what is your co-host name? He is cool. That is Big Blue News. There's his channel there for you.
I cut off again. I'll write it. Yes.
Yes. So Eli got lucky with that catch Tyree made. Yeah. I mean, no, it wasn't Eli. It was just he knew. All right, he knew. Listen, Eli didn't get lucky when he broke a sack off of who was it? Who was about to sack him? William McGinnis? Was it William McGinnis? William McGinnis got off the sack.
Yeah, it was.
He was gonna sack him, and he was one of the best the pass rushers for the Patriots ever. And then he throws the ball up with Rodney Harrison in coverage.
Rodney Harrison in coverage,
and Tyree catches it. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. On third down with 2 minutes left in the game to go for the game winning touchdown. So give it to Eli. Give it to Eli. I also think Eli is definitely a Hall of Fame quarterback in his prime. He was a great quarterback. Yeah. Thank you, Dak. Thank you. I appreciate you. Dak isn't even the face of the franchise, and Dak want to be really, Dak has lost his mind. Yeah, Dak definitely lost his mind. Delusional. Burl, I am not delusional. I am a non-biased as you could think of, and I say that sarcastically.
See, look, I'm liking Dak Prescott now. He admitted he's not Dak. All right.
I don't think I'm Dak. Dak doesn't know who he is anymore. Who am I?
The two, he already admitted. He just said right now that where's the message at? Y'all writing too fast. Oh yeah, LT's the greatest defensive player ever. All right, I like that. That's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. All right. So I like you now, but you gotta change your name in your picture. Well, I like you.
Yeah, but when it comes to Dak doesn't know who he is anymore. I mean, he was like, I'm not top 25. I'm not top 10. These Cowboys fans keep telling me I'm top 10. I don't know who I am anymore. That's exactly that. He's like, they told me something I'm not. I've been lied to my whole NFL career. Am I really trash?
Compliments. He lost himself. He don't know who he is anymore. He said those compliments to the Giants. He feels lost now. He don't know who he is.
Yeah, Dak Prescott. What's your main account? Whoever's using that Dak Prescott account, because he came into this chat. He was like, he came into the podcast. He was like, I heard you guys say I'm overrated. So obviously you heard it from somebody, or you've been in the chat before under a different account. So
I think he was in the first podcast.
He was?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dak. Thank you for being a loyal viewer. It was a joke. Sexy Goat is in the chat. I think I missed his comment. It was probably something inappropriate, but
no. They're saying that Dak Prescott is Sexy Goat.
Oh, Sexy Goat. Okay. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. The Sexy Goat's a huge Dallas fan. All right, guys. So, like I said, I don't think Meet the Mess is still here because I asked for him before. I don't know if he's still here, but guys, I'm going to put whoever puts their Twitter first in the chat. I'm going to message you on Twitter and give you the link to the Undrafted Analysts Podcast. You could come in for 2 to 3 minutes. Please don't be a troll. That's all I ask. If you're Dak Prescott, if you're a troll account, but if you want to talk real, if you want to have a real conversation, let's talk. I don't care if you're troll accounts, but just please don't do anything crazy, guys. Really, I want this podcast to actually be something, okay? But until then, we'll just have it go from there. I know it's a little ghetto right now, but put your whoever puts their Twitter first, I will message you on Twitter with the link, and you guys could join in there. But I do ask that you do not join more than once unless I give you the say so. Tweeter, yeah, on the tweeter. Here we go. Don't say everything. Keep it sports talk. Thank you, Dak Prescott. Thank you. You like my last name? Of course, man. You really I wonder. You probably shard every day. I think that's what you call Chris.
Listen, it's normal. It's normal to shard. All right.
It's normal. You're in a situation. You're nervous. You're in a job interview. You just it happens. It happens. Exactly. Sometimes the hole is loose, man. You just come out loose. I mean, for the people,
I don't know about the hole being loose, but
yeah. For the people with a different sexual orientation, of course. I mean, it may be a little on the loose side, but I get baths from my wife. Whoa, okay, all right. Shouts out to you, Chuck.
Shouts out to you and your wife.
Oh man, so I guess nobody. I'm telling you, the thing is that I didn't want to do it from Twitter. Not everybody has a Twitter, so
no. But just all right. Anybody who wants to join the podcast.
And we'll accommodate you. Okay, let me know if you guys want to be a part of the show for the final few minutes of the show. We were actually only supposed to make this an hour and a half show or an hour show. And
I told you this was gonna happen. It was gonna end up being like 2 hours.
Yeah, we just know how to talk, man. We just know how to talk. Yeah,
we're back. What's crazy? I don't even think we hit all the topics we was gonna talk about.
We did, yeah. We didn't even talk about Scott Simonson, but who cares?
Yeah,
Scott Simonson, he got signed. Great number 3 option. Okay. Or he might work his way up to a number 2 tight end, honestly, because we've seen
Relison,
Brett Ellison does fine, but when Brett Ellison leaves, if he does leave, I think he's on a 3-year contract. This is his second year, so I think next year is his last year, and we'll see what we get from Scott Simonson in the future. Oh, was Scott Simonson on a 1-year deal?
Yeah, 1-year deal.
Okay, so he'll be a free agent as well as Brett Ellison. So I guess we'll keep one of them around.
I wouldn't like to be Brett Ellison.
Browns fan. I was suited to be a Browns fan. I'm dead. All right, guys. So what else you guys want to talk about? If the stream starts slowing down, we'll just end it here. We didn't mean this to be a long stream anyway. It's actually going longer than I thought. So pretty successful stream. Y'all talk about Dak the way Democrats talk about Trump. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I completely agree with you, bro, Keeler. I won't lie. You just call me a Dak hater, man. Call me a Dak hater. But here's the thing: I'm not gonna make up fake storylines about Dak. I use facts and evidence against Dak Prescott.
Well, I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm gonna turn off my camera and mic.
Will the Browns win the AFC North? Yes. I will say the Browns will win the AFC North. You look at the Browns right now. They were still in the playoff hunt by the end of the season. They started off slow with Tyrod Taylor there. They didn't win one game. They tied one game. They lost two, right? Then Baker Mayfield is just a complete monster. He will definitely play next year, a much better year next year. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson as a full-time starter. They have film on him. You guys all know about my Lamar Jackson rant. You guys can check it out. I have it as a highlight from the podcast. You can check out the video. Lamar Jackson's terrible. The Steelers, they're going to lose Le'Veon Bell. They're going to lose Antonio Brown. Or Ben Roethlisberger's getting older. They're going to have to find themselves a quarterback. That defense has a very good pass rush, but again, that secondary has been in shambles for the past few years now. And then the last team, the Cincinnati Bengals, are just not good. They're not winning the AFC North. So if you ask me, the Cleveland Browns will win the AFC North next year, and it's going to be with a pretty good record, I assume. In the division, I can see them going 4-2 in the division. I promise you that, guys. I can see them going 4-2 in the division. 32-16 has beaten Rodgers, Wentz, Roethlisberger. See, I don't like that, bro. I don't like when people start comparing quarterbacks by facing other quarterbacks. They're not facing each other. They're facing their defenses. The Green Bay defense is god-awful. The Saints defense, I'm sure, they played this year. I believe the Cowboys beat them. So I'll give them that. But yet the Cowboys was top-notch this year as well. Russell Wilson, the Seahawks are definitely not the same team before. Matt Ryan, that team's crap right now. Manning, yes, they beat the Giants aren't that good. Kirk Cousins, I believe you're talking about Kirk Cousins with the Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know. But when I don't like when people say, and the movie critic is in the chat. What's going on, the movie critic? I know you're a part of Chris's streams a lot. Thank you for joining the podcast, my friend. But I don't like. You guys can leave your opinion in the comments. What do you guys think about that? And I'll give you the spotlight too, Ray. Yeah. When it comes to people being like, oh, he faced this quarterback and he faced this quarterback. It's not. I hate when people compare that because they're not going against each other. They're going against their defenses. So, I mean, the best quarterback in the NFL can lose to a crappy quarterback if that best quarterback has a terrible defense. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, to me, it's not fair to compare those two. Sure, if it's a shootout, if both defenses are terrible and they're just shooting out against each other and it's a game of chess from there on out, but it's not all the time in that way. So, let me get your thoughts on that.
Yeah. To me, it's just they say that because the quarterbacks are like the face of the organization. So that's just them saying, oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers beat this and all that. But like you said, is the offense versus the defense. It's not offense versus offense. So like if one has better stats than the other, it just means that the other team has a better defense than the other. So it's not like you could compare quarterbacks in that way. you could compare quarterbacks if they face in the same defense, or like let's say the Giants face the Cowboys, and then Redskins face the Cowboys. You could compare it like that because you're comparing two teams that face the same defense. But when it comes to a game where they're facing each other and you're comparing both quarterbacks, like how they did with Tom Brady and Jared Goff, the Patriots defense was doing great. So, you can't really compare them like that, even though Jared Goff was slacking. We're not going to talk about it. That's not conversation ended right there. I don't want to talk about the Super Bowl. But listen, I'm getting bad flashbacks. But you can't really compare quarterbacks in that way. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. So, here's a question, and Bro Killer just said that's an impressive list all the same.
It is.
Sure, it is an impressive list, but have you seen all the quarterbacks Eli has defeated? And you don't see that. Me mentioning that all the time. The reason why I mention that he beat Tom Brady is because Tom Brady, that's a Super Bowl. It's different. When it comes to Super Bowl, he knows that Tom Brady is a veteran in the Super Bowl, and nobody could beat him at the time, except when the Eagles did it. But the thing is that I'm not going to say Eli. In no way will I ever say Eli is a better Super Bowl quarterback than Tom Brady. Not at all. I mean, obviously, like I said, they're not facing each other. Eli Manning is not playing defense when Tom Brady's on offense. So, the only reason why I said why I always say is that Eli beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl is because Tom Brady is the veteran there. Eli's only been in there twice and has beat Tom Brady twice. But you'll never see me say in the regular season or something like that, Eli beat Dak Prescott. Eli beat Aaron Rodgers. Eli beat other quarterbacks. Peyton Manning. Even I don't even think he's ever beaten Peyton. But you'll never see me say that. You will see me say he's performed better in that game, but the movie critic, I'll subscribe to you, man. I will subscribe to you. Don't worry about that.
But listen. He said, all right. He's saying how Dak Prescott has only been here 3 years, blah blah blah. But the thing is, the Saints defense, they're good. I'll give them that. The Saints defense is good, but they have had problems
it was
also.
bad 2 years ago. It was terrible.
Yeah. I'm talking about like now that. Yeah, I know what you mean. But Giants, our defense was not always good, and it's still not good. Right now, we've had new players. We had to adjust to a whole new defensive scheme. So you can't really use that, in my opinion. The Steelers, they have their holes too. It's just, what can you say? Matt Ryan and the Falcons. I don't know. Listen, all we got to bring up is the Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins, the Vikings. I'll give you some credit for that. Carson Wentz, the Eagles' defense is good, so I'll give you that props. Packers, they not. No, that's what I gotta say. No. The Packers' defense is garbage too, so you can't really use that. Eli had a good coach and a great D years ago, way before Dak Prescott. But we talking about now, like I don't know.
Here's the thing I will say. Keep this in mind. Yes, we won the Super Bowl with great defense, but if you look at our defensive stats during those seasons in which we won the Super Bowl, the 2011 season and the 2007 season, our defense wasn't even that good. They were average. They were average. One year it was top 10, and the other year it was below average. So you can't say Eli. The best defense that Eli has ever had was 2016, and that was they started off okay, and then the half of the season when Landon Collins really started playing well, and Janoris Jenkins, Olivier Vernon, and JPP, and those guys, BJ Goodson put in some work as well. Damon Harrison, all those guys. I mean, they played well. That was the best defense that the Giants has ever had. I could probably guarantee that. That's the best defense Eli has ever had. Not the Giants ever had. That Eli has ever had. You look at 2007, 2011, they were okay, but they weren't top notch. So there's that. And Eli didn't, and the Giants themselves didn't do anything in the playoffs that year. So you can't say Eli had a great defense. The Dallas Cowboys, if anything, have a much better defense than the Giants did. Even with the Giants defense in 2016, we were still like 20-something against the pass. We were like 25th against the pass.
Mhm.
Even with Janoris Jenkins and Eli Apple, and even Eli Apple sucks. But Dominic Rogers-Cromartie, and we were still 20-something against the pass. So, and also the movie critic brought up a good point. He said Josh Rosen beat Aaron Rodgers. So
Oh,
talking about that. So he's kind of helping our point a little bit. Josh Rosen beat Aaron Rodgers. Does he mean that Josh Rosen is better than Aaron Rodgers? Absolutely not. So,
exactly.
See, I don't want to bring this up, bro. The whole 4-2 versus Manning, 4-1 versus Wentz. I don't want to bring that up. It's not relevant. I'll never bring that up when in an Eli debate. I won't bring it up, even though Eli has beaten he's beaten Brett Favre, he's beaten Aaron Rodgers, he's beaten Tom Brady, he's beaten the best of the best. I'll never bring that up in a debate because he hasn't played them head on. They don't play each other like that.
Yeah.
Eli had the best defensive line. When? Maybe he had the best overall.
So, Michael Strahan.
Yeah. You're talking about depth, movie critic. You're talking about depth. You're talking about because they had such a good rotation. When you talk about O.C. Umenyiora, Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck, Matthias Kiwanuka, those guys. I assume that's what you're talking about. They had great depth, but was their starting defensive line the best in the NFL? No, it wasn't. It wasn't the best in the NFL, and the stats say that. The stats say they were top 10 in sacks, but I think they were top 5 in sacks, which is good. But they weren't a top defense in the NFL. They just weren't. It is what it is. Ryan, are you kidding me? He was MVP, and was either on the fix or stupidest MVP ever. There's that. Here's the thing: the past couple years, whoever the MVP is, they either lose in the Super Bowl or they lose in the championship game. So whoever's the MVP, and it's your team, you better look out. Because we look at Patrick Mahomes this year, didn't make it to the Super Bowl. We look at Tom Brady last year, didn't win the Super Bowl. Look at Matt Ryan the year before that, didn't win the Super Bowl. Cam Newton the year before that, didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The MVP award is a curse in the NFL.
Just like the Madden cover.
Just like the Madden cover. Kibler, are you from NY? I'm sort of from NY. I'm from NY and Pennsylvania both. I think in a few years, in like 3 years, I would have lived a third of my life in New York, a third of my life in Pennsylvania, and a third of my life in Florida in a few years. It's going to be so weird. That's weird. So you can say I'm from 3 spots, literally. Even a blind chipmunk finds an acorn once in a while, but several acorns. Dak Prescott has not found several acorns. If he found several acorns, if you want to use your analogy, which is a weird one, but I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. If you want to use Dak Prescott as finding several acorns, ask him to find an acorn in the playoff game. Okay, because so far he's only found 1 acorn in the playoff game. He found 1. It's fine. And that Detroit Lions game a couple years back. He shouldn't have won that game. I'll keep that straight up. The refs blew that game. And yes, he did win. He did win the playoff game against the Seahawks. I'll give it. That was a good win. I'll give it to you on that. So we found 2 acorns. Okay, he's got to find some more acorns. All right, Eli has found 2 of the biggest freaking acorns you could find in that tree in 2 Super Bowl wins. I mean the biggest acorns. I mean they're almost as big as his balls. I mean almost.
Okay, so look, Verl Keeler is saying it's all his fault, right? You saying that, but for his wins.
Oh, but then you want to blame Eli. You want to blame the Giants and Eli. It's all Eli's fault. I don't understand you Cowboys fans.
Exactly. And then listen. I'm gonna say this right now. Y'all saying it's all his fault. But if you think about it, the wins isn't all him either. It's the whole team. So you can't just say it's all his fault when they losing, but when they winning, it's Dak. You can't just say that. Yeah. So it's not only Dak. So listen, Zeke, he got my respect because he's a good running back. He just likes talking a lot of crap. I don't like that. I don't like his personality. I like his play, but I don't like his personality. Dak, overrated. I'm gonna agree with Kid Blue. I'm gonna agree with my cousin. Definitely overrated. And if you're using that analogy and you say making that comment, you're just contradicting yourself by saying it's all his fault with a loss, but for a win, it's Dak. No, it's not.
Here's the thing, and I'm not going to bring Cowboys fans on this because I actually don't see it in Cowboys fans as much as I see it in Philadelphia Eagles fans. Eagles fans, and I don't know if I have any Eagles fans in the chat right now, but they are the first person. I watch a lot of Eagles fans, Eagles video makers. All they say is, listen, the only reason why Eli ever wins is because he had a great defense, a great coach, la la la. He just rode that team to the end. And then when Eli's losing games, listen, the Giants, the only reason why the Giants suck is because your quarterback is terrible.
Yep.
Make up your mind. Do we have a great team around Eli, or do we have a terrible team around Eli? I mean, I don't understand. The only reason why we win games is because of our team. The only reason why we lose games is because of Eli or something like that. Whatever I was talking about. I don't know what I was talking about. But when talking about Eli, you guys like to say, that it's all Eli. That's all Eli. He's the problem.
Yeah, that's like what I said about the quarterback being the face of an organization. For the positives and negatives, you're gonna say it's the quarterback, but it's a whole team. There's 53 people in the team.
Yeah.
You gotta take into consideration what the other people doing. So, all right, he just said something. I don't even know what word that is. You're gonna have to write the definition below.
Yeah, I don't think that's a word.
What are you saying?
Double speak.
Well, all right, I'm not gonna respond to what you said. Back to what you said, Gio.
No.
Yeah, it's like they blame Eli for a loss, but they will blame they'll credit the defense or Odell for a win. But Eli, even in bad games, he does good. If you look at his stats with this crappy O line, he's had games where he showed off for somebody that doesn't have an O line, and with Odell wasn't playing the whole time. Freaking Evan Engram was dropping a lot of balls. Sterling Shepard was dropping a lot of balls. So and Cody Latimer, what did he do? Listen, he
was hurt all year. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like Eli was making plays with what he had, and even though he wasn't doing as good, and we didn't have a winning record, we still did the best that we can with what we had. Dak Prescott has a good offensive line, a great running back, which Saquon is great, but you can only do so much with a crappy O line as well. So it's not only. Listen, Dak isn't bad. I'm not saying he's the worst quarterback. He's good, but he's not the greatest like y'all put him out to be.
So let's talk about the 2016 playoff game, right, against Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, during that year in 2016 was insane from both the Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, because as you know, I think the Cowboys they won the division, and the Eagles were out of it. So I heard from both sides. They were talking the same crap. The Cowboys and Eagles fans, they were like, "Listen, the only reason why your Giants are in the playoffs right now is because of that defense, because of Odell and things like that." Let me ask you something. Where was the defense in that playoff game when we got blown out 38-13? Where was Odell in that playoff game where he didn't even lead the team in receiving? I think he had like 3 catches or 4 catches the whole game. Where were they then? Where were they then? Where was Eli? Throwing dots.
Exactly. Where was that defense in that Hail Mary pass? That's all I needed. I'm still wondering. Yeah. I'm still trying to question where that defense was, because
Eli played a fantastic. He was throwing the ball on the money, making good decisions. He was the best part of that playoff game, and nobody else would cooperate because he knows how to get it done in big time moments. Does Dak know how to do that? No. He plays off his team. Eli is going to be like, okay, you guys want to play like crap? This means a lot to me. We're in the playoffs right now. I'm going to play hardball right now. You know, I'm a veteran in this situation. He played fantastic in that 2016 playoff game. Odell was nowhere to be found. Sterling Shepard, nowhere to be found. That whole entire defense, Janoris Jenkins, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, Eli Apple especially, Olivier Vernon, and Jason Pierre-Paul. I don't even think they had a sack that game. And then and then Landon Collins. Where was all these players? No, Jason Pierre-Paul didn't play. I'm sorry. For any of you guys that are about to correct me in the comments, Jason Pierre-Paul did not play. It was Romeo Okwara.
Yeah.
But all those guys, where were they? Nowhere. Eli was throwing dots in the playoffs. So if you ask me, it's not. You can't say, well, Eli just has a good team around him. Eli's never had a good team around him. When do you ever look at the Giants before a season starts, when do you ever see the Giants being rated as like the top roster in the NFL on paper before the season starts? You know, when people like go over the best teams in the NFL on paper, like they look at their depth charts and stuff like that. When do you ever see the Giants as a top team like that? When do you ever see them with a top receiving core, a top running backs? This year they may be on it, but their defense, when do you ever see that? Never. You know, and Eli's still throwing for 4,000 yards a season. You know, you had Ruben Randall. You had guys like Ruben Randall, Ramses Barden. You had guys like who's that other dude? Jarrell Jernigan. You had a bunch of these no-name guys. Sure, you have your Odell Beckhams, your Victor Cruzes, who was a one and a half good seasons for the Giants. Victor Cruz was fantastic. I love Victor Cruz, but he just couldn't stick around in the NFL because of injury. But he only played about 1.5 good seasons in the NFL. And then Plaxico Burress and Amani Toomer for the latter half of his career. 4 decent wide receivers. Odell, the best of them, obviously.
Yeah.
Who else? And he's still throwing for 4,000 yards a season. He had a season where he threw for almost 5,000. And you guys are going to tell me he's overrated. Come on, man. Come on.
And one thing I'm going to say right now, he said Odell's more trouble than he's worth. And you know what? He is, but
I don't care. I like Odell. I'll be straight up.
Yeah. That's just the process of him growing up. He's still in the beginning, he was not, but he's maturing now, but I feel like he was immature and he's still immature, but he's learning now because what he did after the whole contract talks, it showed that he was maturing and he's trying to be more of a captain and more of a veteran. He's trying to be more of a veteran in the team, and he's doing that with Sterling Shepard and Saquon Barkley, trying to show them the ropes so they could avoid what he did. And he is trouble, but listen, he's putting up numbers, so we gotta give him some slack when it comes to the whole publicity stunts and all the bad publicity. So.
Yeah, people are always saying, like, where is he in big-time moments and things like that. You got to understand, Eli, if you watch on film, guys, if you're watching the film, Eli can't get him the ball. Eli just can't get him the ball. And then when you look at Odell's stats right now, I know stats aren't everything, I get it, but he's third in the NFL in touchdowns since he's gotten into the league. He's third in the NFL, guys. Come on. And no other young wide receivers have more touchdowns than him right now. So basically he's leading. So I think the only other wide receivers are like Antonio Brown and some other clown. So when it comes to Odell too, let's talk about Odell a little bit because a lot of people don't like Odell, and you guys can call me a new school fan if you want. All these old timers, I'm not gonna say old timers, but old school New York Giants fan, like the older guys, like Bad Dog, like One Giant Rebuttal, a couple guys like that. They don't like Odell. They want him to be traded. They think he's a cancer to the team. The thing is, yes, his controversy does bring a bad light on the Giants that we've never seen before, and I think that's the big problem with Giants fans right now, right? We're not used to controversy. We're not used to the bad spotlight. We never really had that before. Yeah. Besides the whole Eli Manning conversations, and we never had a scandal. We never had controversy about off the field issues from a Giants player before. And then we have Odell Beckham, and he's something old Giants fans are just not used to. Because all the years they've been living, they've never seen a situation from a Giants player before because of the integrity our organization has. Yeah. But Odell, to me, is just he's a kid. He's a teenager, and now obviously he's an adult now. He's like 24, 25 years old. But still, he's young. He lives his life. Sometimes he's in a bad light, but all these wide receivers are doing it. But the thing is, they just like to target him for some reason. Yes, he says some stupid things during that ESPN interview, but he is a legit leader on this team. Legit leader. Every single teammate, you can't say the same thing about Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell. Every single teammate talks well about Odell Beckham. Exactly. That's how he's a leader. He pushes them to do better. When you look at Sterling Shepard, his rookie year, Odell Beckham tweeted out 1306, which is 1 yard greater than his Giants rookie receiving record. So he wanted Sterling Shepard to break that record. On top of that, when Odell was having his temper tantrums, I agree that was a little too much. But when he was having his temper tantrums, Sterling Shepard started learning from that a little bit. He started doing the same thing. Start screaming and punching the Gatorade. And Odell, out of all people, Odell was the first one to go over there and was like, bro, chill. Stop.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like me. You don't want to be like me. He talks to Saquon all the time. You look on social media, he's commenting on Saquon's posts all the time, encouraging him to do better, encouraging him to be a better person, things like that. Odell has made some mistakes, but he's definitely a team leader. He loves to win football games. I've seen one John Rebuttal says this, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. And in people are saying, and including one John Rebuttal, that Odell just cares about stats. I've never seen that. Never seen that. He's never came out and said he cares about stats. Yes, he has complained that he wanted a little bit more targets. Obviously, he just signed a new contract for $19 million a year. You would want more targets too, okay? You would want your time to shine. At least he's asking for more targets, and instead of getting $19 million and doing nothing, right?
Exactly.
At least he's getting paid and saying, listen, I'm the guy that's getting paid. Throw me the ball. He's not going to be like just like how Olivier Vernon is, just lazy, and he got paid, so he's not going to do anything. So he's wanting to put into production. He's wanting to do this and do that. You look at Carolina in 2015. Carolina was getting demolished, getting beaten up at home. And I watched the on the field. I watched the mic'd up things, and they had the Giants mic'd up, and Odell completely exposed the Giants. They were getting blown out, and he was on the sidelines crying. We all know about that game when him and Josh Norman went off and stuff like that. Yeah. That may have led a little fuel to the fire, but he was like, y'all don't care. We're getting blown out. We're losing right now, and y'all just don't care. Y'all not doing nothing right now. And what happened right after that? We started making a comeback. We came back and lost the game. We had a valiant effort. We wound up losing that game 38-35 because of Odell Beckham, because of his leadership and things like that. He is a leader. He is not a cancer to this team. Quite the opposite. He is a reality check he is the best situation the Giants can have, because you'd rather have Odell Beckham than Antonio Brown. Would you agree? Because of the whole situation? Yeah, I'd rather have Odell Beckham than Antonio Brown. I'd rather have Odell Beckham than Le'Veon Bell. I know they play a different position right now, but you're talking about star players. I'd rather have Odell Beckham and his problems versus Le'Veon Bell and his problems, or Antonio Brown and his problems, or Greg Hardy and his problems, or a Kareem Hunt and his problems. I'd rather have Odell. Give me Odell and his controversy over any other star player and their controversy.
Yeah. And one thing I'm going to add about what I think it was Verl Keeler said, hey, he has tantrums, but that shows how committed to the game he is. He's like you said, he's not here for stats. He's not here just for the money. He's here to get wins, and he wants to see us going to the Super Bowl. He wants to do great, and even though he has those tantrums and he is childish, those tantrums show that he wants more, and that also motivates the players in the team. Like, look at Odell. He's a big star. He makes this much money. He's crying. He's getting mad. They see that he has all this emotion and knows, and the team knows that he wants to win, and it kind of motivates them to do good, like you said with the whole Carolina Panthers game. So even though he's not the captain that everybody's used to, like that whole "come on guys, we got to get in this," he's more of an emotional person. It's still a form of being a captain, being a leader in the team, and he's young. I'm not gonna say he's young now, because he's at
in his fifth year in the league.
He's at a good age where he should be like kind of more behaved, and he is behaved. He haven't seen any controversy besides the whole talking about Eli and press conferences this year. So he's growing, but it's taking time, but he's growing, and he's being a good leader to the young players. And even though Sterling Shepard started having his little tantrums, like you said, Odell seen it. He said, "Come on, you don't want to do this, don't do what I did." And having that experience, knowing, because in the beginning, I think Odell has his own show in Facebook. He talks about how the Giants, how his career started. He talks about how he didn't expect for all that to happen, and how he didn't think that having emotion or showing how much he cares about the game would have a negative impact on the team or a negative view on himself. And with the whole Antonio Brown thing and all that, yeah, Odell has his moments where he's having tantrums and talking crap, but it's not affecting the locker room. Antonio Brown, his problem with Ben Roethlisberger and the owners and stuff, it is not only affecting them, it's affecting the whole organization. And with Odell and Eli is not the type, even if Odell, with all the stuff that Odell said, Eli's not putting it against him because he knows that Odell's a great player and he's a great leader and he doesn't mean what he says, he just acts off impulse. So, like, it could just be how our organization is, but Odell's learning from his mistakes and he's improving on his behavior. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Odell's trying to clean it up. You know, he has so much passion for what he does. You know, he has a lot of passion. On top of that, he's a very skilled player. So I don't think he's not used to just losing all the time. And even though when he puts up 150 yards, sometimes he still loses. So,
Ron Taylor said if Odell played for Dallas, y'all would talk so much shit. Listen, we might.
we might, all right, we might
I'm not
indulge
gonna
in
say we
some.
not because I probably would. But if let's say this, you saying that, but if Odell was in your team with all this controversy, you wouldn't be complaining about him either. You'll be in the same. You'll have the same opinions as us and our same view on the Odell situation. And we're not saying he's a leader. If anybody, well, he's become the leader. I'm not saying he's a leader yet. If anybody's the leader to me, it's Eli because Eli has that experience and has those years in the league, and he he doesn't show it, like he doesn't look like somebody that's vocal to me at least. But everybody when they talk about Eli, they talk about how he likes to contact people. When Saquon got drafted, Eli was the first person to contact Saquon and congratulate him. Eli
Mhm.
likes to have that connection with everybody. So he's the leader, but Odell's trying to improve himself and become a better leader and be a better role model to the younger players and future players. And also he wants to be a role model throughout the league because he's a well-known person. You always see people freaking Odell haircuts and stuff. So he knows now that he's he's not only setting a bad example by doing that for the organization, he's setting a bad example to all the kids that look up to him. So right now he's just growing up. That's all I can really say about that.
Yeah, and you guys can't fault the guy. I mean, keep in mind, this is a guy that's been part of football his whole life. He's been spoiled his whole life because his dad played in college, his mom was a track runner. So, I mean, yes, he's been spoiled his whole life. Football has been part of his life. He's a brat. All right, we get it. He's a brat. Everybody's human. All right, not everybody's gonna be a freaking politician and speak politically correct all the time, especially in sports. Where were you, Dallas Cowboys fans, when Des Bryant was getting passionate about football back when he was in his prime, when he used to curse out Tony Romo and things like that on the field? He used to go up to Tony Romo's face on the field. You don't see Odell screaming in Eli's face. He
Exactly.
screams and he punches a net. He punches a kicking net. Okay, he doesn't punch Eli. He doesn't walk off. Odell's never walked off, has he? Has
he
Odell ever walked off?
he's only walked off the field like a little bit before halftime.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that already. I mean,
Yeah,
that's not too bad. But
yeah,
Antonio Brown's done it. Antonio Brown's walked off before. And then Des Bryant walked off before. He was done.
yeah.
So you talk about Wait, then I pull up and this dude blasting. Am I too loud, guys? Am I a little too loud? Um, I'll put my.
Hold up.
I think I'm
One
too
thing I can
loud.
say is I think the movie critic said or was it? It was either the movie critic or William Pashal said that you should have add him to the podcast.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I was gonna do that, but it's starting to get late now, and I gotta get ready for work the next day, and I'm exhausted. So we'll open up the phone lines tomorrow, guys. I do apologize about that. I wanted to do it today, but we'll get on to that the next week on next week. It's gonna be, guys. This is Tuesday. Every Tuesday is official home for the Undrafted Analysts Podcast. Every Tuesday is what we want to do. I don't think anybody else is live streaming on Tuesdays. Like Chris or Bad Dog, I don't think they're on the live stream right now, so I think we're not interfering with them right now. No Kid Blame Me tomorrow is fine. Oh no, I'm not doing a podcast tomorrow, but I unless you're talking about not a podcast, I don't know. I never really done a collab on my channel before because I don't really know how to do that because I don't have OBS to really put ourselves in a thing like what Chris does.
Well, the movie critic, if anything, message either me or Kid Blue, and for our next podcast, we could guess you.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, as far as Odell goes, that might be a highlight. I mean, we're gonna talk about Odell, a little Odell rant in a good way. But I do like Odell. You know, is he a brat? Yes, he's a brat. Okay, I get it. But Odell, OBS takes 2 seconds to download. It's not that. It's that Odell when I'm Odell. OBS when I have OBS on my computer is too slow and it doesn't hold OBS. And if I use OBS, I have to put all the stuff to low settings and low quality, and it just doesn't work. I have OBS on my computer, but every time I load it up, it just doesn't do well.
Bavith said that he had to get an IV that time during the halftime. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah. So exactly. So Odell's never really walked off on the team. You guys can't say he's a cancer to the team. If anything, Des Bryant was a cancer to the Cowboys. Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell are both cancers to the Steelers, and yet we still want to talk about Odell. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Nobody's making videos on Antonio Brown. Yes, a few players here and there. Le'Veon Bell, everybody's saying they would have done the same thing, but then they still want to say how OBJ should be, ridiculed in the league and we should trade him and things like that. It's whatever, whatever. But all right, guys. Chris will stream in a bit. Yeah, I'm getting ready to wrap this up anyway. KB, you're doing a good job. Thank you guys so much. And Bava says when I'm doing the Apex stream, I want to try to do it this week. Ray, if you're available, we could do live stream some Apex.
All right, no problem. Yep.
And Bava said he has an Xbox, so I do want to play with subscribers again. We'll try to do it later on in the week because I have orientation all this week, guys, and I'm going to be coming home tired as hell. So I'll try to get as much time to do it. I really don't want to look at my TV, but I will do it for you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Like I said, subscribe if you guys are new. Subscribe to Big Blue News. He's putting out his video, like I said, within the next couple hours or maybe tomorrow, depending on when he gets it up.
Yeah, most likely tomorrow because I don't want to record a video and it be kind of crappy. So I'm gonna wait till I got energy.
Yeah.
We already have this 2-hour podcast, so I want to refresh my energy, and I'll come up with a video tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. So we have one guy, movie critic, said he wants to be on the show. Dylan Renner just said he wants to be on the show. I don't know if anybody else said they want to be on the show. What time? I play in the morning. I can't play in the morning. I have orientation from like 8 o'clock in the morning to I have orientation from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and I live a whole hour and a half away from the facility where I'm training at. So it sucks, man.
Bro, Killer said, next time wear your G-Man hat. You look like a Birmingham fan.
Oh, yeah. You look like an Iron fan right now because you're wearing all black.
That is blue. Wait, listen, this is blue. And Ramon looks like a dude from Washington Heights, deadass.
Yeah, Bavit actually lives across the street from the Yankee Stadium on 161. I think that's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, so you live around me. I live. No, I ain't gonna say that. I live in the Bronx though.
Yeah.
I live close to you though. I live like, let's say 10 minutes.
William Pascal wants to be on the show too, guys. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in next week, Tuesday. Every Tuesday, what do you say, 6 or 7 o'clock? What do you think? Think 7 will be good?
Yeah, 7 would be good.
7 would be great. All right, 6. It'll be 7 o'clock. All right, guys. You guys can start coming in the chat around. I'll have the chat open it'd be in the beginning of the day, so you guys can come in before that, and then train for what? You trying to be a cop? No, that believe it or not, I was going to be a cop before I chose. I'm actually in the mailing business right now because I feel like it's easiest with me with no college education. So I'm actually going to be but for USPS. I used to work for UPS, but hold on. How I know he's definitely messed with chopped cheese? I don't understand that reference.
Chopped cheese is a sandwich movie. Listen, I only eat chopped cheese once in my life. Don't come with that. You probably eat chopped cheese more than me.
He says it's a what? It's a what?
It's a sandwich from movie. It's like hamburger meat, like mashed up. It's kind of like ground beef, I guess, but
Damn, why they sell that in the bodegas or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I lived there for a short span of time. So Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl 55. To see, he's not even saying Super Bowl 54 champion. He's like, oh no, we're not winning next year. We're not winning next year. I'm gonna give us 2 years. I'm gonna give us 2 years.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Sexy Go is being very mindful, saying that to William Pascal says, don't forget me, KB. Don't worry, man. As long as you don't forget to join the stream, I will not forget about you, my friend. Also, I want to give. Why is Bavith not a mod? Oh my god, I gotta give you guys mods. Bavith, gotta give him a mod. Let's see. William Pascal, I'll give you a mod too.
Yeah, we give every Giants fan a wrench. All
Yeah,
right.
but I gotta give one to Vero Keeler because Vero Keeler has been in a lot of my streams.
Hold on. I gotta put the Giants hat on since he brought that up. Hold on.
I'm being 100% unbiased. We aren't winning next year. Good. Thank you, Sexy Goat. Thank you. See, he's got to be the Dak Prescott. He's got to be the Dak Prescott. KB, what is your host name? He is cool. I said it already, William. His name is Big Blue News. I'll put his link in the chat right now. Go ahead and sub to Big Blue News. Like I said, he's going to be putting up a video soon. I live near Citi Field and not Yankees. Oh, he's Citi Field. I thought it was Yankee Stadium.
Are you far?
Huh?
He's far then, because that's in Queens.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought he said Yankee Stadium. I think somebody said they live near Yankee Stadium. Somebody in Chris's phone calls. Now I got to remove all the darts. Just yeah, I know, man. We throwing shots. Hey, but you threw some shots at us too, so we taking out some darts too. I'll be back, especially when we beat y'all. We're going to the playoffs next season. I'm assuming you're meaning the 40 luck. I'm assuming you're meaning the Giants. I hope you're right, man. I really hope the Giants make the playoffs. We'll see what happens. No problem, William. No problem. But any other questions you guys want to get out the way? Any other questions or comments you guys want to mention? Leave it in the comments as we get ready to wrap up this podcast, our second episode of the Undrafted Analysts. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really want this to go far. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button. Dylan, I love you too, man. I love you too, man. Really do.
In every way, he loves you.
Sexy Go. I'm not answering that, man. Giants, because Sexy Go is like another ligma. He speaks on what's on his mind. Giants, we're gonna spark the AFC. I think you mean NFC East teams. We win a couple games in our division. Yeah, I can see it, but I can see us going like 3-3 tops in the division. I can see us. If I say 4-2, I think we can sweep the Redskins and split with the Cowboys and the Eagles. Is Big Blue your big bro or some? Yeah, he's my family member. He's my cousin.
I'm his cousin, and fun fact, we're a year apart. So
it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. We're only a year apart. It's crazy to imagine, but yeah, man. Sometimes genetics don't work out the way you want them to.
Yeah, sometimes you drink more milk than somebody in your family. I don't know.
I love milk. I don't know what you're saying, man. I was about to drink a cup of milk in my cookies right now. I love milk. The milk is not on my side, man. Milk is not on my side. Yeah, bro. I'll probably start YouTube soon. Okay, Dylan, let me know, man. I'll check out your videos whenever you start making YouTube videos. Eli got lucky again when that what's his name caught that pass. Is it Mario Manningham?
Yo, bro, Kilo, I'm done, bro.
Dude said, man, what's his name? No, Manningham is a Giants legend. Chill out.
Yo, nah, this kid, bro, Kilo said, damn, I thought Ramon was your daddy.
Burrow, I just gave you a wrench, man. Do you want me to take your wrench away?
Yeah,
want me to take your wrench away?
You gotta give him a screwdriver, bro. You're
give him a screwdriver. Dolphins, Bills, Pats, we can beat them, and they have a few wins in our. Yeah, we can beat them. I don't know about the Pats, but I definitely think we can go 3-1 in the AFC East. So Vav said big toe. Yeah, guys. Yeah, this was a great stream, guys. Thank you guys for making the chat very lively. 40 luck. I see that you're new. I don't know if you're just. I wonder how you how you found this podcast. I don't know if you're a subscriber or not. Never seen you comment on my videos or anything like that. So, let me know. Come on, kid. You know I love you. I love you too, bro. I love you too. Who will win the NFC East? But yeah, 40 luck. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, man. I do this podcast every week on Tuesday. I also make a lot of New York Giants videos. So go ahead and subscribe to me there. If you join enough podcasts, you join enough lives, I will give you a wrench, and you will be able to take out any trolls from the chat. You have some power here. Who will win the NFC East? Realistically, the Cowboys. I'll say that.
I'll say the Eagles.
I say the Eagles. Yeah, we could say. Yeah, I mean it's debatable.
Yeah.
If we versus the Pats early in the season, I'm pretty sure we win. Oh, another thing I should say that should I sub? You better be a sub, Dylan. I gave you a wrench, bro. You're on every single one of my lives. You better be subbed, bro. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? But there's actually something going around right now. I saw an article that the Giants are actually one of the few teams that can be facing the Patriots in Week 1 this season. So we'll see what happens there.
That'll be interesting.
I don't know if I really want to play the Patriots Week 1 just because the Giants might get off to a slow start. We might not get the Giants, in mid-season form. But I would like to see how it goes in Week 1 just to get to see how good our team is versus Super Bowl champs.
But if we do win, that'll raise our morale and probably start us off great. So
yes, it will. 40 Luck says we talked one day, probably don't remember. I'm sorry, man, I don't remember unless I gotta sneeze.
Bless you.
And thank you. Unless we talk on a normal basis, like Dylan Renner or Bobbitt, they're always commenting on my stuff, I probably won't remember you. I suck at remembering, guys. I don't take it personally. I just suck at remembering, guys. So I apologize about that. But I'm subscribed. I got your notification on my phone when you're on. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that notification button because, as you guys know, YouTube has been screwing me over lately. So, I'm scared of the Eagles, though. You should be scared of the Eagles. They whoop you over there. Carson Wentz kills Dak Prescott.
Oh, you seen the news about Ronald Darby?
No. Oh, that. Wait, what about Ronald Darby? I see something on him.
They're not signing him. They let him go.
Oh, the Eagles. Yeah, they might be letting him go. Yeah, he's a free agent, and they're not planning on re-signing him. That's a guy that the Giants should really target, man. Yeah. He's in the division. Take that talent away from inside the division, and Burrow Keeler 4-1 versus Wentz. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I stand corrected, bro. I stand corrected. But go Giants, beat the devil, Brady. Yes, sir.
One last question.
Yes.
Do you think instead of going for a quarterback in the draft, we should sign a quarterback in free agency and then pick up either an O-lineman or edge rusher, like you said?
See, a lot of people, even before Haskins was really that guy to go to the Giants, now every mock draft, including my own, have the Giants drafting Haskins because Haskins is a Giants fan, and Dave Gettleman came out and said that he would like a quarterback. So, that was a conversation. The question you just asked was a conversation we were all having before. And it's a possibility, if we can get a Teddy Bridgewater for 1 year and then get somebody like a Montez Sweat, get somebody like a Josh Allen or a Cleveland Farrell or Ed Oliver, someone like that, that wouldn't be bad because the quarterback position is much better next year. Much better. You got Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know if I said that right, but if I did, I can't believe I said that right.
Yeah.
And then Justin Herbert. And then Jake Fromm, a lot of people don't really like Jake Fromm that much. I haven't watched any film on him, so I can't give my opinion. Jake Fromm, another, and there's another quarterback. So the quarterback class is a lot better next year. And the 2021 class, I don't know about any other quarterbacks, but Trevor Lawrence is there. And Trevor Lawrence is a complete freaking monster, and I would love him on the Giants, but then we would have to wait 2 years. So it's a possibility. And if the Giants go in that direction, I won't be mad whatsoever. It's not like our quarterback is going to be starting this year. The only reason why we're drafting a Haskins is because he's going to be developing for a year. He's not ready to start for the Giants this year. If Eli were to retire, I don't think we would draft. If Eli retired this year, I don't think we're going to draft a quarterback this year just because none of these guys are ready to start immediately. So, Bavith says Giants on Hard Knocks confirmed. How do you guys feel about it? They're a finalist, but I don't know if they're confirmed.
Yeah,
Please
they
don't
they
tell me
favorites right now. They favorites.
they're favorites now. Bavith, are they confirmed? A lot of people say they hate seeing their teams be a part of Hard Knocks. I don't know why. You guys can let me know your thoughts on why. I would love to see the Giants on Hard Knocks. I just want to see how things work in that training camp. I would love
Yeah.
to see it. So I don't know why people hate when their teams. Everybody's like, "Oh, I'm a Browns fan. I hate that. I hate that Hard Knocks came to the Browns." Or I'm a Cardinals fan. I hate that the Cardinals were confirmed 2 hours ago. You're lying.
Okay, let me see
You're
this.
lying. You're lying. I think that was rumors, guys. Hard Knocks. I'm gonna just type in Hard Knocks, and if the Giants pop up, it's official. Hard Knocks. That's it. That's all I'm typing in.
I spelled it wrong because I can't see nothing.
It's not. They're the
It
favorite.
says Giants is a favorite.
They're the favorite right now, Bavitz, but they're not confirmed.
Okay, look, you have a search and he said he lying.
Huh?
He said he was lying.
Oh yeah, I'm lying. Damn, man, I'm trying to break out some breaking news, man.
Real,
I'm trying
bro.
to be like Adam Schefter. You know what? Maybe I should be like Adam Schefter and put out a fake news report and just be like, "Hey guys, this is truth." Remember when everybody was saying that when Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport, one of those guys, I think it was Adam Schefter. He was like, "Oh, Kyler Murray might be going #1 to Arizona because Cliff Kingsbury loves Kyler Murray." Shut up! You're just trying to make some money.
Yes,
Beckham on Hard Knocks.
See the Giants on All or Nothing, but if they on Hard Knocks, I'll be happy too. Like,
I mean, they're both the same kind of thing, right? This is the same.
Hard Knocks is during training camp, and then All or Nothing is during the season.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like to see that. But I also like to see Hard Knocks to see all the players that I like. And guys, I need you guys' support because this is breaking news right now. Just breaking news right now, and I want to read this comment right now. Beckham on Hard Knocks. Oh, your season would be over before it starts.
Yeah, this is good.
You know what? I'm not gonna disagree with that. I'm not gonna disagree with that because all the media attention will be on Odell. I was surprised that John Mara would agree to Hard Knocks because he never has agreed to that. Yeah, I know. I think John Mara just wants to try to share a positive light to the Giants. I think that would be a good opportunity for him. I think it could very well backfire. But Bobby said, I told Bad Dog and he freaked out. I can only imagine what Bad Dog would have said. He probably took his football like in that freaking, what was that Saints game or something like that? He just, damn it. I want to play the Giants week 1 to get that easy W. Shut up, Sexy Ghost. Shut up. Shut up. Chase the bag. Hard Knocks is the kiss of death. I mean, I guess. I mean, the Browns were on it last year, and look where they're at now. So
yeah, they had a great season.
Don't think it's the Madden curse or anything like that. But breaking news this here, guys, and I want to get your opinion on it too, Rick, because this is something I haven't even told you yet about my plan for this channel. There are certain opportunities with the lower name guys that they like going on YouTube channels and things like that. I'm thinking when we sign undrafted free agents, I'm going to try to get a couple of their attentions and try to interview them, do like an interview, like, you know how we're doing right now at Google Hangout. I want to try to do that with a Giants player. And I think I can make that happen, man. I honestly think I can. And I want to get you guys' opinion on it. Would you guys like to see a Giants interview with an actual Giants player? I mean, if we can make that happen, I mean, that would be fantastic. I've seen it before. We've seen like lesser YouTube. I think Rover Sports, I think, even interviewed a couple players. Jet Central has done the same thing. I want to do it. I really want to do it. So if I could hit up whoever we sign in free agency as undrafted players, because I love, you guys know me. Every year I do a huge video on all the undrafted guys on who can make it, and I'm always right. I'm not gonna toot my own horn here. I'm not gonna brag. I was right about Roger Lewis. I was right about Andrew Adams. I was right about who's that other running back, that small running back that reminded me of Frank Gore. Khalid Abdullah or whatever. He was pretty good, but he didn't make the team. I was right about Orleans Darkwa, even though we signed him late. But anyway, I mean, I love underdogs. I love looking into their stories. I love all that stuff. So to interview to interview an undrafted free agent for the Giants would be, I think, such a great opportunity, and I think something I'd really enjoy. So, I mean, maybe we'll have one on for an Undrafted Analyst podcast. I mean, I don't know. That's a big dream. It's a big dream, man. It's a big dream. I messaged AJ Francis and we talked on Instagram. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. I know AJ Francis was on the Giants for a year. I don't think he made the team, the final roster though. But that's cool, man. What's good, Kid Blue? Bobby's in the chat. What's going on, Bobby? Sexy Ghost says peace out. All right, man. I'll catch y'all sexy butts later. Madden kicked out the Cards and replaced them with Salt Lake. Why is everybody saying that? Is that true? That's not true. Madden Play Now put the Salt Lake Stallions instead of the Cardinals. Why is everybody saying that? I've seen more than Verl just say that. Other people have said that before. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about that. That's just something I thought about. It's an ambition I have. That's just something that I want to bring to the channel, like interviews and stuff. Since I don't live in the New Jersey, New York area, I can't personally go to Giants training camp and interview players like a lot of other YouTubers do. I have to do it over internet. So I would love to do a interview with a player, Odell or Hopkins. Oh my God. I'm not going to be biased here. I'm going to say Hopkins. I like DeAndre Hopkins more than Odell right now. I think Hopkins has solidified himself as the best wide receiver in the NFL. I'd seriously say that. What do you think? Odell or Hopkins?
I agree. Hopkins is
and it's on another level, man. He's insane.
Listen, after all the plays he made this season, bro, I'm like, look at his highlights. Just look at his highlights.
Exactly. On top of that, he's played with these terrible quarterbacks before Deshaun Watson got there, and he still put up huge numbers. Play ask Ron Effect. Now, Ron Effect wouldn't want to do a collab with me. I'm not gonna have any animosity towards Ron Effect. If you don't know who Ron Effect is, right? He's like the biggest Giants YouTuber right now. I think he has the most subscribers. He's kind of an a-hole. I ain't gonna lie, and I hope nobody says that to him and snitches on me, because people love to do that. Oh, what a Giants YouTuber snitched on another Giants YouTuber to talk crap. I mean, Ron Effect has his own thing, going on. A couple YouTubers reached out to him. He hasn't replied. He's all about himself, and he kind of like, if you disagree with Ron Effect about the Giants, he'll call you a fake fan and things. I just don't want to I don't want to put that on my channel. I don't want to put that on my channel. So I'm not going to be collabing with Ron Effect anytime soon. I will not be reaching out to Ron Effect anytime soon. But Christian Atena, Bad Dog, Rover, we can get some other Giants YouTubers in here. I know Gritty Giants, a new YouTuber. I got blackmail material now. I better talk nice about that. I ain't scared of no Ron Effect. Bring on some Ron. No, I'm just playing. But somebody's gonna clip that. Oh my God, my YouTube career is over. When I look at Ron Effect's comments, I don't see any of my subscribers in there or Chris's subscribers in there. So he has his own fan base. So if they listen, bro, do not get his fan base on my fan base, because I think they might demolish me. What are your thoughts on Bleed Big Blue? I've heard of his channel. I watched his channel a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna critique his work. I'm not gonna say, he has more subscribers than me, so I can't say anything. So I'm not gonna bring out any critiques or criticism. It's not bad criticism. It's just like I just don't have the time to sit there and watch it all the time. But he's a good YouTuber. When he comes out with news, he has very good, interesting takes on news. So I do like Bleed Big Blue. Big Blue News fan base would demolish you. Yeah, all 2 subscribers, including me.
No. Listen.
Me. I'm a subscriber.
Listen, we have 4 right now, bro. We making it.
Oh God. Oh man. But Bovis, make sure you subscribe to Big Blue News. Dylan Renner, make sure you subscribe to Big Blue News. Verl Keeler, subscribe to Big Blue News. I'm your loyal cowboy buddy, whether you like it or not. Yeah, Verl is my buddy, man. Verl, Sexy Goat, Cowboys X Factor. You guys are my favorite Dallas Cowboys fans. I accept you into the Kid Blue Army, the KB Army. Just did awesome. I appreciate that, man. Bobby said 5. You now have 5. So, your army's getting bigger, Ray. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
5 people. That's what
I don't know. Bro. You are now blessed. Careful, man. So, subscribers don't like confidence. They don't. They freaking
Okay,
roast
bro. It's
people.
okay.
Freaking roast
They
people when
have
they
to
like
have to
confidence.
accept the confidence to be a part of the squad, bro.
Oh
There's a
man.
family, right?
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man, but as far as Ron Effect goes, guys, I don't think guys has Ron Effect. I'm subscribed to Ron Effect, but I don't watch any of his videos because honestly, listen, I ain't gonna talk crap, okay? I ain't gonna talk crap. I just don't like his takes on. I don't like his opinions on the Giants and things and moving forward like that. And
Yeah.
sometimes his opinions are kind of ignorant, and I
That's,
really don't agree with them.
I don't want to get into any YouTube beef, but like I don't really like that guy Kid Blue RB27. Like that guy talks a lot of crap about other YouTubers, and I don't know. I
This
feel like
mother flipper, Big Blue News. Who does he think he is? 5 subscribers, and he's gonna command an army against me. He's got some Twitter beef right now. Got some freaking YouTube beef right now. But still, on Ron Effect, man, his takes are so weird about the Giants. Like he has some weird like. That's why I cringe about what he says about certain players on the Giants. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, I don't question his fandom. It's just weird. It's just his takes are weird. It's interesting. Let's just say interesting. Kid Blue finna hit a lick on Ramon. I don't know what that means, but if that means knock him out, you know I'm gonna do my due diligence, man. You know I'm gonna do. I'll put in my part. Stand up, Kid Blue supporters. Stand up. Oh man, my neighbors probably hate me right now. I'll just put that out there.
they're probably listening to you like, what is he? Who is he talking to?
Yo,
There's no responses.
I'm sure when I do my videos and I take like my 20-minute videos, I supposed sit down, can lose but I'm sure when I do my videos, they're like, who is he talking to? Like,
Right? Like,
is he like a sports broadcaster from home? From home?
if you do like,
Is he on
if you
ESPN?
make mistakes and have to redo the video, they're like,
Yeah, right. Oh man, Dennis Hopper played you in the movie Kid Blue. 19. I heard there's a movie called Kid Blue. I never checked it out though. Knockout, you gotta be straight blasting with a tech if you hitting licks. Man, I don't even know what you're talking about, Bob. And you hitting me with some of that slang that I have nothing to part with, man. I'm a Floridian now.
I won't translate for you, but just know he's trying. He's insinuating violence. All right.
Oh yeah. Violence. I'm all about the violence. You want the smoke? I got the smoke, man. I got the smoke. Throw up them hands, little fella. I was about to say another word. That another word was about to pop out my freaking.
Yeah, bro.
Another word was about to pop out. Oh man, the real Kid Blue is about to pop out.
That's save that for the off. What is it called again?
Off the script.
Yeah, off the script.
Oh man, this has kind of turned into off the script. Very weirdly. Very weirdly.
We still talk about sports here, and off the script is gonna be mixed. So it's like,
how do y'all feel about Parcells when he came to Dallas? I mean, that was long ago. I don't really care about that, but it is what it is. You know, coaches go where they gotta go. A lot of people were like getting up on Hugh Jackson, including Baker Mayfield, for going to another team that's a rival. I mean, it's business. The NFL is a business. Nobody's saying anything about when a player goes to a rival, so it's a business. Big Blue got the gun. You got a revolver, bro. I got a Barrett 50 cal, man. What you talking about? That revolver ain't gonna do jack, bro. That's 22. Kid Blue, what drip you got? You want to see my drip? I got these Sony headphones. As you guys can see, you got this amazing quality from the webcam. You can see my pores. You see my pores. You know? You can see the very little facial hair I have. You know, so that's the drip. You know, got that ultimate lighting right here. You know, ultimate lighting. You can't get this anywhere else. Can't get this anywhere else. You got these. I don't get Chips Ahoy. I get Edmonds cookies because you know my drip's so cold. So
listen,
Sony headphones. Don't forget. Hold on. 50 karat gold right here. No, it's not 50 karat gold. This isn't gold, but it's silver. It's very expensive silver. You know, got the chain on deck. Got a chain on deck. If you want to talk about audio quality, I could do some ASMR because this is a nice.
I got you, bro.
So
Listen,
cold.
we out here,
With the pop filter. I mean, drip so cold, guys. Drip.
Okay, listen. There's a weird flex, but that rug behind him is the Aladdin rug, where he just designed it.
Yeah, exactly. It flies. It flies.
It flies.
Your drip ain't cold as mine. Your drip is not cold as mine.
You stupid.
Oh man. That's my drip. That's my drip. Oh, you want to talk about the shirt? You want to talk about the shirt? My girl got me the shirt. I'm not even lying. My girl actually got me the shirt. So drip too cold, bro. Drip too cold. Drip too cold. Anybody want to clip that? You can clip that. Send it to everybody. Send it to all the YouTubers. Make a undrafted analyst highlights. I know it's Entertainment Talking Sports has a highlight show. Somebody made a channel just for Chris and his highlights. Really? Yeah, somebody needs to do that for me, man. Somebody needs to do that for me. I won't force anybody, but I think that would be pretty funny for somebody.
Listen, you say
all my rants and stuff. Big Blue, I subscribed, bro. All right, look, Gman 409, you got your 6th subscriber.
Hey, let's get it to 10, guys. Let's get it to 10, yo.
Get it to 10, that's the goal, guys. Get my guy here. Big Blue News to 10 subscribers. Let's do it. Let's do it.
He said, fellas out here acting different with the mic next to their mouth looking goofy. Listen, this mic is not even connected, bro. It's not even, listen, this is, listen. That's how weird the flex is, bro.
Yeah, the flex, look, drip too cold, man. Drip too cold. We could change the style of a ASMR. So today, guys, we're gonna do some tapping. Okay, we're gonna do some nice tapping, and it's gonna make you catch a. Shut up, bro! I'm trying to do an ASMR video. So we're gonna give you some brain orgasms today. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but there's that, and also we're gonna be doing some heavy breathing for all you creeps out there.
Bro, you about to get a whole clip of this stupid ass moment of your podcast.
Yeah. Sorry, did I ruin you guys' moment? That was my ASMR moment. If you guys think I have a future in ASMR, let me know. I'll do an ASMR video. I'll be like this. So, news came out today that Odell Beckham, 250 yards against the Dallas Cowboys. Just breaking all types of records. Let me know what you guys think in the.
Stop when you get some unsubs. You're gonna get some unsubs, bro.
No, they love it. They're low key like, that's what they're doing. Somebody's gonna screenshot that.
1 minute and come back to this. Listen,
leave for 1 minute.
This is why we undrafted. You feel me?
This is the Undrafted Analysts Podcast. Listen, I'm not getting paid to speak nonsense like Skip Bayless's and your Stephen A. Smiths and your Shannon Sharps and your Nick Wrights and all these guys and your Chris Carters. We're not getting paid to spit nonsense. We do it for free.
Exactly.
We do it for free. I'm subbing to Big Blue News for talking with this fool.
What I do, I'm for it. Listen.
Because I'm the GOAT. Because my drip is too cold. All right? Damn kid with a little lipstick and a voice that may ask for a... Listen, somebody told me that somebody asked, I don't know if it was Sexy Goat, but he asked Chris in a chat, who would you rather sleep with, Kid Blue or Philly 500? I think it was Philly 500. And Chris said I would give my answer, but you guys, something like that, you guys would troll me for the answer or whatever. And everybody was assuming it was me. I don't know if he was, if it wasn't me, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of offended. I'm kind of offended. So if anybody's hearing this right now, you guys can record this segment and put it in a highlight video or whatever, or tell Chris that I said this. I'm kind of offended. Everybody go to Chris if he's making a live today. go to him and say, I'm kind of offended that you say you would sleep with me or Philly 500. What does Philly 500 have that I don't have? Is it the facial hair? Is it the facial hair? I don't know. But I'm kind of offended. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. And it kind of ruined my self-esteem. Don't tell my girlfriend that. Just saying.
I don't speak English. I'm not here.
I don't speak English. Philly 500 is a dog. You're kind of cute for a guy. I guess so. So you win hands down. All right, this thing is getting so weird now. This is getting so weird now. Big Blue News Magic City party at 1,000 subs. Oh man, Bravis. What girlfriend? I'm not gonna mention her. Because you guys would get in her DMs, but I'm not trying to do that. I'll keep that silent. But she does watch the streams. So you guys better be careful what you say, you know. And I gotta be careful what I'm saying. So Miss Blue RB27, you definitely found her on stream. I found my girlfriend on stream. This guy. Oh, what is this stream turn to? This is like turn to off the script, man.
Word.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say this one other day. Also, we gotta talk about when you're trying to do off the script because I don't want to do it the same day as an undrafted analyst podcast.
Yeah, I know. Off the script is gonna be on like a weekend where people are allowed to stay up late, and then because on this, we end the show early, and then people gotta go to work or go to sleep or go to school the next day.
Yeah.
So that's why I do this show now, and then especially in the beginning of the football weeks for Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So. But as far as like off the script, I want to have that as a late night show where people can just sit down and relax. They got nothing better to do, and then we kind of do that. So then maybe I'll be on a Friday or Saturday. I don't want to interrupt talking nonsense, which is kind of like our show. So I'll probably do it on a Saturday. Saturday. Back to football. Our helmets look way better than yours with that tiny NY on it. Listen, you guys got a star on it, and you guys don't even know what that star means. It doesn't even mean Texas. The stars of mediocrity. That's what the star stands for. The 5 stages of mediocrity. Each point is a level of mediocrity. Everyone on break, bro, this week. Really? Everybody's on break? I think Chris is streaming. Somebody told me that Chris was streaming in a couple minutes or whatever. But anyway, you guys let him know that I'm pretty offended, okay? I'm very offended. You guys let him know. From Kid Blue, I'm pretty offended. But yeah, this was a fantastic stream.
Yo, we literally said this was gonna be an hour, 2 hours.
This is longer than the first stream.
And it's about to be 3 hours.
It's longer than the first stream. We've already passed it. It's longer than the first stream. Each point has a Super Bowl one. Listen. Oh man. I'll tell Ron you're offended. Do a collab with Mike Too Nice. Honestly, a lot of people talk about Mike Too Nice. I know he's a bigger YouTuber and he has a couple thousand subscribers. I never watched one of his videos. I'll be completely honest with you guys. Never watched one of his videos. I'll check him out and maybe reach out to him if I like him, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, guys, this was leave your last comments. I'm serious this time. I'm about to end the stream because I gotta go to sleep in a couple.
Yeah, I'm not asking no questions. This is the last couple of minutes. Enjoy us while you can.
Yeah.
Well, leave your final thoughts and comments and
we'll end it off, guys. But this was fun. Hopefully you guys come back in for the next stream. Definitely gonna be fun like this in the future. But yeah, you guys were awesome. Dylan Renner, Bovith, Burrow, you guys are great. Guys, I will be streaming the Apollos game on Saturday. Remember that. Come by for the Apollos game, and we'll be streaming that game on Saturday. It's perfect. It meets up with my schedule, so I will be streaming that game.
I'll probably join in.
All right, yeah. Yeah, do some commentary with me.
I got it.
All right, you boys have a good flow. You keep it lively and have a great style with your football knowledge.
Thanks, Vero.
Appreciate that. I don't know. I know we're competing, and it's not really competing because those are my guys there, and Bad Dog and Chris. But I just want to add another Think about we're the AAF to Chris's NFL. You know what I mean? The Chris is like the NFL stream, like the AAF stream. So we're like the AAF. So we're like the secondary league. But we're trying to get it up there as far as our podcast goes. Bad Dog and Chris are awesome. We love them. But we're just trying to add another podcast on. And 420 time. I see you, little bros. All right, Bob. I don't know if I'm older than you. Maybe I am, but who knows? But all right, guys. I will see you guys in the next stream. Be sure to tune in on Saturday. I don't know when that game is on Saturday. I think it's at 4 o'clock, that Orlando game. I will be.
4:30 maybe. I think.
Yeah, I will be going live for that game. Maybe we'll get on Big Blue News for that game. So we'll be doing the commentary on there. So keep in mind for that, guys. Leave your final likes if you guys haven't done it already. We hit 20. I think that's good enough for us. But we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for joining the Undrafted Analysts. Pew.